Good evening, everybody. Watching TikTok finally get its act together on its algorithm. Marinate, good evening. User 804, Misty, Lucky. Everybody coming here. Heather, SMM Lake. Everybody, user 880, Michelle, Linda. And I got a train going by. Good to see everybody here. Kelly, good to have you with us. Catherine, thank you for joining. I think it's Ho or something. Superfly, thanks for joining us. Buck, Easy Z, Stu Rosenberg, Next Door Groomer. I think it's Over It. Heather, thanks for the likes. Tony Holmes, welcome to our intro encounters. Laura, welcome to Encounters. Good evening, Michelle. Hey, Mahansuk, Labola. I saw you up on Atlanta 4 years ago. Metallic craft size, 2 football fields. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. You have 2 followers. If you had 200, I'd bring you on here to talk about it. But you saw a UFO in Atlanta about a year ago. Metallic craft size 2 football fields. I hope you recorded it. Jason, welcome to the show. Kelly Horn, welcome to Encounters. Everybody, Pierre Louis, Tony Burt, I think it is. You're watching Encounters. If you're new to the show, this is, you have decent pictures. If you can send some pictures, Mr. Maven, good to have you. Send some photos to me. I'm going to send you my email for the show. You can send us a photo and give us the date, the time, location. And if you send the photo, I'll take a look at it to this email address here on Encounters. Jen, welcome to the show. Let's see, Coco, Novak, 26, person. Tom, I think it's Tom Masters. Chris, welcome to our show. G Wheels Electric Vehicles, user 305, welcome. Everybody coming in here. Hey, Mr. K. Karen. Tati, Psychic Kimmy, good to see you, Psychic Kimmy. Morgan, good to have you with us. Allie, Judy, McLean, thank you for the likes. Levick, something. DTTG, welcome. Driving Daily 7, hey, good evening, Driving Daily. Lady J, welcome. The names go so quickly. Or Kim, welcome to the show. Pirate Princess, Delilah, Riaz, Suzanne, Greg, welcome to the show. Andrew, 70, welcome to the show. Dawn Marie, welcome. Good to see you. Jim Tassler, Dennis Holland. Hey, Karen, 82, Dawn Marie. Dexter, welcome to the show, Dexter. 4546, Charles, welcome to the show. Lisa, welcome. Edic, good to see you, Edic. Good to see you, brother. Much love and light to you out there. Dan, good to see you. Greg, I'm trying to respond to all these names I'm seeing here because we're just getting started. Diana, welcome to the show, user 960. Good to have you with us on a Saturday night. Lady J, just caught an interesting photo last week. Interesting, Lady J. 4546, Charles, thanks for the likes. Chris J. Bales, our ancient rock historian in New Jersey. Kimmy BOP, thank you. Smart Girl, hello. Richard 51, welcome to the show. Mimi, good to see you. Karen, good to see you. For all our relatives, brother, good to see you. Whisper, hey Whisper. Bets, good evening. Wizard 8 something. For all our relatives, thanks for joining us. Judy McLean, thanks for the likes. Mimi, thanks for joining us. All the people coming in here. Would like to just acknowledge people at the beginning of the show. Kate B. I see some new names. GR8 space something. Johnny D. Good to have all the new people coming in here. Jane Exena. Whispers, thanks for the likes. Let's see. Mimi Mills. Lady J, how can I send it to you? I'm going to give you my email here, and you can actually do that. So you send it to my email for the show. I will receive your information. Let's see here. Just send it to this email here, Lady J, and I'll get it. And after the show or tomorrow, I'll take a look at it. Peter Frampton, welcome to the show. Now, I don't think the same Peter, the Frampton, that's the rock star. Rick Gatlin, welcome to the show. Megs, welcome to the show. Good to see all these people coming in here to the #1 spiritual UFO talk show in the world, right here. right here. Michael Fink, welcome. Debbie Carter, thanks for the likes. Hey, Ashley. Good to see everybody coming in here. Douglas Metzer. I think it's Dolly Ja. Good to have you, Dolly Ja. Porgy 3 Realm, TT. All these names. Hey, Deb222. Good to have everybody come here. Etheric Mystic. Whispers, thank you for the roses. We love all the people here. Kyle Bradley, I'll charge your phone for you. Hey, Kit Kat, good to see you, sister. Michael Garcia. Gerard, hey, Gerard. Let's see here. I'm just looking at all the names. Hey, Deborah, good evening. Good evening, everybody. TikTok is kind of funny. The numbers go up. I think we have tourists coming in and out of here. I'm like that on TikTok. I go back and forth saying, who do I want to watch tonight? And then when you go back and forth and you see all these other TikToks that are not doing what I do, then you say, wait a minute, I want to go back to the commander. He's actually doing a show called Encounters, a spiritual UFO talk show. I think I'll watch that tonight. Yeah, believe me, I know what that's like. Hey, Tater Mike, good to see you. Humans are interesting, aren't we? And I said, humans are interesting, aren't we? Mindful Peace, welcome to the show. And we're going to have a great show tonight. We had a great show last night about the Ashtar Command, our Ashtar Command Q&A session. Lynn, welcome to the show. Our Friday night show is dedicated to the Ashtar Command, always. And my dear sister, April, was on sharing new information. And she went on the ship again a few nights ago. And we were sharing, and we also had interaction. Hey, Johnny, with the Ashtar Command, providing music on the show. My show from last night, all my shows are on my YouTube channel. That's Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. You can watch last night's Ashtar Command Q&A. If you missed it, it's on. All my shows are recorded on YouTube, so you can actually see what's going on. We're not going on the ship yet. Good question, Karen. We will be in the next 6 months. Johnny, Kit Kat, myself, with April, will be going on the ship, and also Chesno will be going on the ship with us. Chesno was the fifth person and was revealed, and it is recorded in my show from last night, where the revelation of Chesno going on the ship with all four of us. So there'll be five of us. We now know it's April, Chesno, Kit Kat, Johnny, and myself. And we're going to all go together within the next 6 months. We're supposed to be going on the ship. Good evening, Golden Bear. Good to see you. Good evening, everybody. And how do you get on the ship? The way it works is they'll come to us and they'll pick us up. Basically, they'll come to us. They don't have to do it like Earth-based ships, which are all metallic ships that are in this dimension. They'll just end up walking through the wall. A door will open to the ship, and in 2 seconds, we'll be on the ship. That's how it's going to work. So wherever we are, we'll just be picked up on the ship. Obviously, we'll be in a place where we're not driving a car, but we'll be in a place that we'll probably be in our homes. We could be, somewhere. There'll be a time for people to go. When we finally go, there's going to be different groups going around the world. There's different groups of 5. And then eventually, when contact happens, everybody will have the ability to interact with their star family. So look at this as like the first wave, essentially the first wave of people. We're not the only people. There are other groups around the planet that I'm sure are being contacted by the Ashtar Command that will actually be going as well. So we have no idea who those groups are. We just know who we are. Hey, Sonia, good to see you. We just know who we are. Hey, Ruby. Hey, Tippy Toes. Email sings, thank you for the heart. Much love and light to you. And one of the things, if you're new to my show, one of the things I always operate in is the frequency of love, cosmic love. It's the most important thing. Cosmic love to me is the most essential thing on the planet to be. And hey, April, good to see you, sister. You know, and so we had the fifth person, Chesno, who will be joining us in the next few months, and we're going to be all going on the ship together. How beautiful will that be? April, Chesno, Kit Kat, Johnny, and myself all on the same ship together. I think we're going to have a party on the ship. I have a feeling we're going to have a celebration on that big spaceship, and I'm looking forward to it. The most important thing is today, I finally got off my rocker and I went out and I actually got all my seeds together. And I'm going to be, people don't know this. I grow watermelons hydroponically. I mean, I sow seeds. I have an indoor greenhouse. So the commander will be starting sow seeds tomorrow. I'll be sowing seeds to start my watermelon plants. I'm going to be growing about 4 or 5 different varieties of watermelon in 12 rows. I'll be doubling them up. I grow what I call a light garden. And I'm sure when I was on the ship, I probably was interested in growing watermelons there. I probably was involved in growing pearls. The pearls off planet are the size of a grape. It's a watermelon. It's that small. What I plan to do when I go on the ship is to bring seeds, earth-based organic seeds, to the ship to see if we can grow bigger watermelons than pearls. I'm sure our space family will enjoy having me plant some seeds that are from Earth. That would be pretty cool. And my passion is I love growing watermelons. I really do. You never know that about me. I love, hey, Susan Mary, the commander, as much as I'm involved in the mission work, I've got to tell you that I am so excited. It's springtime, and I'm hoping to grow a 250-pound watermelon this year. There's a watermelon called the Carolina Cross on Earth, and I have the organic seeds, heirloom seeds. They grow naturally 200 pounds. I'm going to try to grow a 250-pound watermelon this year. 250 pounds. It's an eatable watermelon. It just grows bigger than any other watermelon. There'll be enough watermelon to share with everybody. Yeah. So the commander, most of my watermelons are 20 to 30 pounds. Most of them. 20 to 30 pounds they grow in New England. In New England, did you know that most people, when they go to a farmer's market, a watermelon is a sugar baby or a crimson, and they're only about maybe 15, 20 pounds, probably 20 pounds, But I don't grow sugar babies. I grow the things that they say you can't grow. So one year a farmer told me, you can't grow these big watermelons. But never tell me I can't do something. You know what's going to happen? I will do it. So I did is I went out one year, went to this place that has all the watermelon seeds. I said, I'm going to grow some 20, 30-pound watermelons. And I did. And I had beautiful watermelons, 20 to 30-pound organic, light-filled watermelons, sweet as can be. And when people say, well, you can't do that, don't tell the commander you can't do anything. I didn't use the word commander. I'm just being my regular earth-based person. But this year, with the proper sunlight, the commander will actually grow a 250-pound galactic watermelon out in the ground. I'm going to grow 3 or 4 of them for a country contest at a country fair. I'm going to try to beat the state record here in Connecticut. I will. If the watermelon gets to 250 pounds, I will beat that person's record that is won every year. I will beat the record because that's what the commander is going to do. See? So you get to hear a little bit about my farming life. The commander loves to micro farm. So I have 2 15 by 30 pieces of land that I grow watermelons, I grow organic strawberries, and the commander grows Concord grapes. Yes, I grow Concord grapes. And this year, I have to cut the grapevines because in the spring, you have to cut your grapevines. You just have to do that. And then I have to readjust them to make sure that the grapes hang down because you always want your grapes hanging down. So now I have to do it now when it's early. And then I'm going to reconfigure and set them up with wire so that grapes grow and hang down and don't go over the place. If you don't do that, you're going to have a jungle of grapevines, and it's going to be really not that good. So I'm a total. I've been growing a light garden for probably over 10 years. I'm sure when I was off planet, I was involved in vegetable gardening. On the home planet, I'm sure I was involved in gardening or vegetable growing. Lord J, thank you. So I'm sharing a little bit about myself here with you, more than just the fact that I don't come from Earth and that I'm with the Ashtar Command, but that I also love, yes, the commander has a green thumb. I love growing things. I can't wait to go on the ship, April. When I go on the ship, I want to see the agricultural area where they grow things. I think, and I will bring seeds. I'm going to gift them with a whole bunch of seeds from Earth. I can't wait to do that. That's going to be really fun. Yeah, I also, yes, that last night, I will never live that down last night with the Tahar. At the end of the show, I was a little bit goofy. You can watch my goofiness on my Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel on YouTube. I got really kind of goofy. And I'll actually, if I watch it, I'm probably going to fall off my seat watching the recording at the end of the show from last night. But I had a lot of fun. I mean, let's face it. I am a little bit of a comedian. I think most of my life I was lighthearted. Well, actually, when I think about my life growing up, I was really pretty much a lighthearted person. Hey, Kit Kat, good to see you. I have a hard time not being happy, and I have a hard time being sad. It's like I'm just like a happy person, really, in truth. I love everybody. I can't not love everybody. There's no part of me that doesn't love everybody, and I do. I love everybody, man. I'm just unconditionally loving. I can see things that have happened, then I see the bigger pictures. When I see the bigger pictures, I say, man, we got a whole beautiful thing in the universe that we're dealing with. We got a lot of beautiful things. We want to bring peace on earth, right? We're light workers. We want to bring light where there's no light. We want to bring hope where there's no hope. We want to bring love where there's no love, right? I mean, isn't that the essence why we came to this planet? To change things, to experience it. But man, we're here to change it. We're here to shake it up, shake it up with love. Like I said, that I love everybody out here, all of you, wherever you are. Even if I don't even know you, even if I've just met you, you might be a new person here. I love you. I don't even know who you are out there. But that's what we're supposed to do. Love our strangers, love the people we know. That's what the mission is, right? And stop these wars all over the world, man, where people just have no homes, no places to live. I see that on the picture tubes, and I say, why are these people being hurt? Why is everybody without homes or places to live on Earth? Aren't we here to just embrace each other? There's so much we can do together, and there's so many things, hey Cliff, there's so many things we can do together, and we have to focus on the mission, the contacts that are happening, the spaceships of the galactic levels that are coming to Earth, and there are many fleets coming here, and it's a beautiful thing. Hey, Jersey for Life, it's a beautiful thing. It was so nice to get out today and just think about gardening, because I'm so focused on the mission work. But now that the spring is coming, to be able to go outside, put my hands in the dirt, in the soil, prepare the garden, it's the most beautiful thing to just breathe some fresh air, breathe it in, breathe it out, and just get in touch with the earth. It was a beautiful day to get in touch with the earth. I mean, I was doing that today. I think everybody out here watching this show should grow a garden this spring. If you don't grow a garden, I can show you how to do it. And grow watermelons. Grow watermelons. Get organic seeds. If you think, oh, I can't grow a watermelon in your zone, wherever you live in the US or Europe, grow watermelons. Organic watermelons. I'm telling you, you'll have the sweetest tasting watermelons. And use organic soil and use cow manure or chicken manure. You'll give it a lot of nitrogen, and you'll have the best watermelons in your neighborhood. I guarantee it. Hey, Saint, good to see you. I got heirloom seeds for the garden. Good. And get heirloom seeds, because what I do is look for heirloom seeds, not in the big box stores. Try to find places that sell heirloom seeds from a local farm or a place in your state that's into the organic seeds. That's really important. I want to do it, and strawberry raspberries, I miss my mom, homegrown tomatoes, beautiful. And when you get strawberry plants, try to see if there's any local farms that sell the plants. Make sure you get good strawberry plants. There's all kinds of strawberries, so make sure you get the big organic strawberries, the ones that get really big. Those are really sweet. Danielle says, stocked up on heirloom. Good, Danielle. I love hearing that. And spring is here. It's the time for us to dig into the dirt. Sometimes we have to get out of our heads. So whenever you feel like you're too much in your head, go out, create a garden. Take it. If you got a backyard with grass on it, tear the grass up. I tell people, can you eat the grass? Dig the grass up. Get the proper rakes and everything. Get the grass up, till it, and get some organic cover soil, and buy your seeds. Create rows for what you want to grow, and grow it. Get rid of the grass. Grow vegetables. Grow organic watermelons. Strawberries, berries, blueberries. Do all that stuff, brothers and sisters. Everybody should have a garden this spring. I really love growing, and part of being off planet in our home worlds, because everyone's vegetarian, what do you think they grow? Vegetables and fruits. Now, maybe the vegetables and fruits might be different on other planets than on Earth, but they're all organic. They don't have, you don't have stuff being sprayed or chemicals being produced for gardens. Half of the stuff you buy out there on Earth is poisonous to your gardens. So make sure when you start a garden, go to a place that sells sells organic sprays, organic things for this, organic solutions for your garden. Don't buy anything that is from a company that produces stuff with poison in it. Don't even spray that stuff on your organic plants and vegetables. It really is important. And I see some of you are going to be growing gardens. I would suspect some of you out of here are going to grow gardens. So make your light gardens a beautiful thing. Make those light gardens beautiful, and talk to your plants. One of the things I do, whether people think it's crazy or not, I always talk to my watermelon plants. I always do. Yeah, me too, Coco. I always think when I start putting the seeds in my hydroponic system, as the plants grow, I will talk to those baby plants, those baby watermelon plants, and say, please, 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 give me a good harvest this year. Give me some beautiful watermelons. And if you talk to your plants and you love your plants, they will love you back and produce exactly what you wish to get. You see, what you give, you get. What you give, you get. Hey, Rod, good to see you. So I hope 117 of you are planning to grow beautiful gardens, I think that's really the key. And so I'm really focused on that. I'll be going out to the garden tomorrow and getting prepared. I know there's not much I have to do. The only thing I have to do is make sure there's no weeds. Though last year I got killed with weeds because of the way the weather was. You had too much rain. It really kind of messed up the growing season a lot in New England. But this year, we're going to have a good season. I believe the sun's going to shine and the rain's going to not be there as much. Rita Sandler says, I wish I could. Let's see. Jay Narner says, you've already started a garden. Good. Good. If you can't start something, you can get indoor things. You can grow little herb plants and stuff indoors. They have kits now where you can grow stuff in your house. Just give it enough light, lettuce and stuff, right up hydroponics in the house. So just look for that stuff. If you really don't have a spot where you can grow stuff outside, there's other options now. Thank you, Psycho. We'll need to start planning our own gardens, much as we can. Now, during the winter, it's tough to do that, brothers and sisters. But now it's time to get gardens together. I put marigolds around my garden to keep the bugs that like to go after the melon plants. I use marigolds. They don't like the smell. There's certain herb plants that will prevent bugs from eating your plants. I get the herb plants. I put them around like a fence around the plants that I'm growing. And it does work. All organic, natural ways to do things. Hey, Flower Power. Oh, marigolds. I love marigolds. I put them like as a fence all around my watermelon garden. It keeps the animals away from the plants. Hey, Monique, good to see you. So now you're learning a bit about the commander on another level here, right? Not only am I serious about disclosure, but I'm also very serious about, growing things. Now, and when you're growing things, sometimes you make mistakes. And, no matter how good you think you are, every year I learn something new. Every year I learn something new about watermelons or whatever I'm doing. They're edible. I don't eat them, but they are edible. I just use them to keep the animals away. I'm not totally a vegan, but I would say I still eat vegetarian foods, but I do like berries. I like fruits. The only thing I don't grow is apples. I have a friend that does. For me, watermelons, for some reason, I jumped into the watermelon thing over 11 years ago, and I got really hooked on watermelons. And I started with sugar babies, which were the small watermelons, and then the commander started getting ambitious and going after the big watermelons. After I started learning how many watermelons there were, different types of watermelons, I said to myself, I'm going to grow these bigger watermelons. So this year, at our local fair in Durham, Connecticut, there's a contest for the largest watermelon, biggest pumpkin. I'm going to beat this guy this year. I plan on beating him. He did a 225-pound watermelon. I'm going to beat him by 25 pounds. My goal is to do 250-pound watermelon. 250 pounds. I know people say, what are you talking about, 250-pound watermelon? There are things called the Carolina Cross. Wherever you are around the planet, if you buy seeds that are heirloom Carolina Cross watermelon seeds, they will grow up to 200 pounds. That's one watermelon is enough for two families. That watermelon, one of those watermelons at 200 pounds, you can cut it up, give it to your next door neighbor. Absolutely. And you thought I was going to start talking about spaceships. I caught everybody off guard, didn't I? But when I do go on the spaceship, when we all go on the spaceship, April, Kit Kat, Johnny, Chesno, myself, I will go to the working area where they grow the watermelons. And I really do want to bring back a pearl, what they call a pearl, and see if I can grow it in my hydroponic system. So if I bring that back, it'll be the first watermelon from off planet on Earth that I've actually brought back to see if I can grow it. I'd like to see if there's a contest for the smallest watermelon. That would be kind of cool, because then no one would be able to grow the smallest watermelon, because I'd be the only one with the pearl seeds on the planet to go to a country fair to say, let's add this to the whole thing. Now I beat everybody out on the smallest, tiniest watermelon on Earth. That would be a reversal, right? That would be pretty cool. We would hope, right? See, the commander knows what he's doing. I got the whole thing figured out. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward. Now that we're getting into Sunday morning, I have the radio show tomorrow. No, I haven't done a watermelon eating contest. I don't think we have any of those up here. I don't know that there probably are places around the country or world where people do that. I don't think we have watermelon eating contests in Connecticut. Planting advice, Jay Niner, go ahead, ask me. I can at least help you with ideas of how to set up outdoors the garden to do it so that you're going to have no weed. You don't have any weeds. The one thing you need to do wherever you are is make sure you're weed free. So for those that have problems with weeds, first of all, now's the time to get rid of any weeds you have. Take a metal rake, take about 50 feet, 30 to 50 feet going straight up, and 3 feet each side to make that open area, and do a row. But you're going to do rows and then start your light garden. What you're going to do is take a fabric You can get it. It's a 50 feet length to 3 feet wide, and you're going to get staples. They're like you can get them at the garden stores. They're like a Yui, like a metal thing. It takes the plastic or whatever you're using and keeps it. It's a black plastic. It prevents the weeds from coming up. You take a little thing and make a hole for your seeds to sow your seeds for your watermelon seeds. You you sow them about 3 inches in the ground. And if you're not getting a lot of rain, what you're going to do is you water the area in the morning only. You don't want to water anything at night, just in the morning. When the watermelon plants start coming up, you don't water them at night because it'll cause mildew and it could cause problems for the plant. So when you want to grow the plant, as the plants grow, just water in the morning. Don't water at high noon because the sun will burn the plant. So you don't want to burn your plants. Never water at high noon because the sun is really strong and it will burn your plants. But you want to water in the morning. Early in the morning, the better. And as the season goes, if you have a lot of rain for 2 days, don't water anything. Test your soil. If it's really moist for a couple of days, leave it alone. If it's starting to dry out, then water your watermelon plants in the morning only. Okay, that's really, really key. So there you go. That's a little bit of cosmic growing advice from the commander. Do you like watermelon bubble yum? I don't know what that is. What is watermelon bubble yum? I never heard of that. I put a little something. Oh, you're welcome, witness. Now, I know April can tell us about pearls because she's exclusively had pearls every time she goes on the ship. She eats the pearls, which are the little baby watermelons. And it's watermelon flavored gum. Oh, I never had that before. Is it good? Is it organic? If I eat it, is it organic watermelon gum or is it what is it? I've never seen that before. Not organic, but super yummy. I will have to. Maybe I'll take a chance and taste it. It's a sugar gum. Okay. Where do they sell that? In stores? On planet Earth? I've never seen it. It's great. I'm gonna have to try it. You folks are all telling me to try it. I'll definitely take a look at that. Okay. Now, so this bubble yum, they sell it at all stores, big pieces of gum too. Could I plant that in the ground and will it produce more watermelon bubble gum? If I plant it, will it produce other bubble gum that's watermelon flavored? Could I grow it organically? You know where I'm going with that, right? Could you imagine a plant with watermelon bubble gum on the leaves? That'd be pretty weird. Where'd you get that? I got that in my garden. I grew it. Hey, Steve Houston, good to see you, brother. I'm just really a happy person. I'm happy you're all here, and I got my apple cider. So I would be a great gardener. All of you can be gardeners. If you don't think you have a green thumb, don't ever tell yourself you don't have a green thumb. I believe I've talked to people. They'll say to me, they don't say commander, but you'll say, I don't have a green thumb. I said, if you take the time and the effort, I can teach you in less than a day how to grow something. Because I'm still learning stuff, but I can always teach someone who's never done it before. Those are the best people who don't think they can do it. There's nothing anyone cannot do if you put your head to it. You can do anything you want, right? And I just for some reason got hooked years ago on growing watermelons. I don't know what it was, but I did, and I went for it. Then now the other thing I hooked on is grapes. I tell you about watermelons. I love Concord grapes. I buy them in the store. I said to myself, well, why can't I just grow the grapes myself? So I have 5 Concord grape plants I've had for a couple of years, and they produce a lot of grapes. But you have to prune your branches on your grapes in order for having good hardy quality grapes. And those you pick up in New England, I'll be picking Concord grapes in September. Middle to late September is when you pick them. There'll be vines of tons of grapes. You can make jams with them. I love eating them as table grapes, but you can also take them and make jams. So I'll make some jam, and also I'll be eating them. So instead of buying the grapes in the store, I'll have my own grapes, right? Then during the winter, it's hard to grow anything too much. But, during the spring, summer, that's the time when everything happens. Autumn, all that stuff. I was looking at blueberries. I've had a tough time with growing blueberries, the commander has. But I'm going to find that blueberry plant this year. You have to have 2 blueberry plants together, or else it won't work. It just, for whatever reason, you have to have 2 blueberry plants planted near each other in order to produce blueberries. Grace says she likes mangoes. And mangoes are good. I wonder if you can grow them up here. I think if you have a greenhouse, I'm sure there are people that have experienced or experimented with tropical fruit. I see banana plants of all places up here. I see them, I don't know how people grow bananas up here. These plants are available. You probably have to grow them in your house, but how do you grow a banana plant in your house? I've seen them at some of the garden places here in Connecticut, banana plants. Really? And I'm like, okay, I guess you can grow them, but they have to be done indoors. People are really saying, what is the commander not talking about UFOs? Because I want to talk about light gardens too. Talk about in the new earth that we're coming into. In the new earth, we are going to be eating so differently. Everything we're going to be eating is organic. The planet Earth we are creating is going to be a planet with no pollution, no poisons, no wars, no hate. We're going to all be living in a planet of harmony, a very beautiful place. That's why I'm so happy, because I see the future, and the future looks good. The future looks really good. Forgetting everything we see bombarded on TV and social media, let's just look at it together here tonight on the show. Everything is going to be good, folks. Everything's going to be blessed. We're all going to be blessed. And if we just look at the blessings that were going to be bestowed upon us, and just look at the beautiful light that we are, we're just all blessed to be together right now. We're all blessed to be here and to come together. We're going to be the future of the planet. All of us, all of you collectively are the future. All of you are. I'm not the future. No one person is. It would be impossible for one person to be the future of the planet, but all of us, we are. We're the ones, for the billions of people that aren't awake yet, we're going to be the way showers. All of you are. You might not know, how am I going to be a way shower? But you are. You're all going to be a blessing. You all are a blessing. Whether you realize you're a blessing or not, realize you're a blessing. Look at yourself in the morning and say, I'm a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to be on mission to Earth. It's a blessing to be in this human bodysuit. It's a blessing, even if the tough days happen and I get angry or I feel sad or whatever, we have emotions. We're human beings. We have so many things happening on our planet that are crazy. We're human beings. We have human experiences, right? But in the end of it, we're all blessed. We're all here for a purpose, right? Oh, thank you, Jane Niner. Miley says, you will be growing plants in recycled body dust? I'll be growing plants in recycled body dust. That's interesting. I was actually able to do something to help someone today. It felt so good. See, Lisa? That's the only thing that you need to do, is feel good. When you do something unconditional for somebody else, who cares? Just do it. I don't care if I get something back or not. I'm just happy to help that person. I tell you, if I won the Powerball, which is like $13 billion, what would I do with all that money? I'd give it away. I'd start creating things that are going to help the planet with it. Of course, I would supply it with my friends and family, because it's too much money for one person to have. Hey, Freddie, good evening. Yeah, create an organic farming, like a light farm, like a big light farm where people can all share in the food. I wouldn't know what to do with 13 billion Earth dollars, no less. But so it's all about love. I don't care about too much other than, in truth, we live and we use all the material things on Earth because that's the human experience, right? But after we get through the human experience, we're transforming our planet into a place that's a way different than it is now. So it's going to take time. We have to transform a whole planetary society to a new way of living, right? We have to. We're going to. It's not a matter of do we want to. We're going to actually be transforming the whole planet. Larry says, I build a spaceship. So I want everybody to take a moment to close your eyes and say to each other, and this is a thing all over, I don't care what country you're in, I don't know if you're in Japan or Africa, wherever you are, I want everyone to close their eyes and say to everyone in here, I love you. When I say 3, we're going to say, I love each of you. I love you all. 1, 2, 3. I love each of you. I love you all. My brothers and sisters of light, I love you. I love each of you. I love you all. My brothers and sisters, I love you. That's it. As simple as that. How many people said that? And if you said it with your heart, not your mind, you can see like the commander is saying the whole planet needs to be loved. And if we do that, we are going to be the best brothers and sisters in the world. We are. Because I love you all. No conditions. The commander loves everybody. That's right. Jesus loves you. And Jesus, who's from the command, oversees the whole Ashtar command. Jesus loves everybody. Yes, love is the highest vibration. And April talked about that. We have to love everybody. We have to put all our things aside from the earth-based mind and realize that we have to be love. And if we all do that, we are going to be the transformers of the world. We're going to be the ones changing it. We are the ones changing it. And as we change the world, that means we are changing ourselves. And I'm like, for some reason, I was listening to a Coldplay song called God Puts a Smile on Your Face by Coldplay. I think it's called God Puts a Smile on Your Face. I was listening to that song and I was singing that song today when I was going looking things for gardening. And the song was I think they wrote it. It's called God Puts a Smile, or God Puts a Smile on Your Face by Coldplay. And if you listen to that song and you sing that song, it's such a light-filled song of love and compassion. And like you sing that song, you're like singing into the universe, So certain music will activate things with you. And I always find songs that have a message in them that I think activate us into a higher state of being, right? We all do. We all have songs that will, hey, Alicia, we all have songs that will put us into that state of consciousness, So we'll definitely talk with people about their sightings, their things that have happened here. But I'm so happy to share my light garden experience with you. Being the host of the show, I can pretty much do what I want, right? Right? No one tells me what to do. Hey, Precious, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see everybody here. That's when you're in your commandership. You see, when the commander is saying the word commander, I am the spiritual commander of my own inner cosmic spirit. Always will be. Nobody controls the commander. Never. And when they try to do that, even before the internet, the commander knows better. Nobody. Hey, Transcending, good to see you. Good to see you, sister. Hey, Courtney. Mimi, welcome to the show. So yeah, if you have any, hey, Jackie F., if you have any stories to share with us about encounters, and it seems that people are having contact. A lot of the people coming in here are having contact now, and that's going to increase. You know, First it might be the spaceships you see, and you start seeing them hovering around your house or your land, and all of a sudden you say, Commander, last night I just had a contact with some space people that were wearing purple outfits, and they took me aboard their spaceship. See, I forecast that is happening now in the next year and a half, that more people will be having encounters with the star people. I really do believe that to be true. I think many of you who have not had any contact, you will have it. Every day I see ships, etc., J9, are beautiful. So I know some of you are having constant experiences out there just by your messages, just by your notes here. They are much brighter, beautiful. Historic, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm very aware. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's see here. Disclosure is, yes, disclosure is closer. Disclosure is closer. Let me see here. Donald, I think it is, welcome to the show. I'm just reading comments here. So if I'm quiet for Moon Slice, welcome to the show. PJ, welcome to the show. Chopa something. Okay. I do see people's messages and comments here, so I'm taking a moment to read them. Hey, Paranormal Ghostbusters, good to see you. T333, thanks for the likes. Also, I'm setting goals here tonight. I'm setting a goal here. So part of what I do is I use the TikTok experience as well without any hesitation. I will boldly tell people, show your support for what I do. I do that on every show. Thank God TikTok lets people that are content creators do it. And if you created a TikTok live, you can do it too. That's what TikTok's about. That's part of what it's about. More the programming, I think. So we've just set a goal for a number of baseball hats. And if you love what we're doing, the content we're doing, and the things we're sharing, you can show your support. You can become a subscriber to our Ashtar Command CE5 project. Thank you. And as a subscriber, we're saving that money, that funding. When we get up there, we're going to be buying night vision equipment for our CE5 group, which Grace is a part of. We have a Chesno. We have a whole bunch of people in this region that are part of our Connecticut Ashtar Command CE5 project. So that's going to be communally used by the whole group when we get it. I'm looking at different types of military goggles that are able to hook up a camera, like a cell phone, so we can actually broadcast the CE5 as we're using the equipment, so people can see in outer space. Whatever we see, you'll see on the camera. So there are cameras like that. I mean, there are goggles like that have hookups for your phone, and I'm looking into that right now. Bernie R., welcome. I have CE5 equipment here, but I can't take this phone and hook it up to it so people can watch live us looking into space. But I know there's equipment like that, so we're definitely taking a look at that. K-Mac, welcome to the show. Natalia, welcome to the show. Greetings, Eliana. Good to have you with us. J9, welcome back. I don't know what happened to you. The Dark Knight. You're watching Encounters. And again, we'd like to hear your stories. I just went out to look at the stars of my mic. My Mikey, I call Alf. I said, I love you, and it moves around. Oh, beautiful. You got a Alf. You got a Mikey. You got a Mikey. That's good. I've not seen my Mikey yet, but then again, I'm in a different area. I'm in a town. So, I'm sure my Mikey will show up whenever it's going to show up. So I'm sure there'll be a Mikey showing up some point. I told my wife we have 4 Ashtar commanders cloaked that are protecting us here. I talked about that with her earlier, about the 4 space people. And everything I do is transparent, so I let my family know what's going on. My daughter already knows about the contact, about the contact. Young Skywalker, good evening. And so just a lot of beautiful things happening here, folks. Really a lot of beautiful things. Sora, welcome. I think it's Rawhide. You know, last night I was doing the Tahar thing. And if you want to watch any of my past shows, folks, they're on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. For people that are new to the show, just to let you know, my name is CmdrAleon, if you don't know that already. I'm from Mars originally, with an inhabited planet of 10 to 15 million people. I work with the Ashtar Command directly before I had any internet. My first and foremost is my mission work with the Ashtar Command. So I also do a talk show here. I'm on radio and WESU NPR radio Sunday mornings, tomorrow morning, 11:30 to 1. So I also do workshops with the Ashtar Command where I take people off planet to teach them how not to be afraid to go off planet to the Golden Ship of Light, which is a ship as big as the Earth. And I've done that numerous times last year in my workshops. And so I do a few different things. I multitask, you might say. And I don't come from Earth. I am in, as you are, human form, absolutely in human form. But my consciousness is way beyond Earth consciousness. So I'm able to multitask and switch to galactic consciousness, Earth consciousness. The whole Christ consciousness is within me always. That's why I operate on the frequency of love. So when you see me talk, no matter what you say to me, I always will operate back with the frequency of love. That's where I come from. Off planet, we love each other. That's it. It's all love. On Earth, there's so many confusions with the mind. It gets confusing. Hey, Skip's Grace, those watermelons are looking pretty good. I hope you have some property down there to grow some watermelons, Grace. If you don't know, we can teach you how to grow a watermelon. You don't have to grow a 200-pounder, but we can teach you how to get some good watermelon seeds now and start creating a garden. And it goes for anybody out here. I'm unconditional about the watermelons. If you want to learn how to, oh, you do? Okay. If anybody does not know how to grow organic watermelons, let me know. I'll give you some good advice. Yeah. Hello, beautiful ones. I am happy to see you all. I send you all so much love. And yeah, we send you a lot of love out there. We send you a lot of love for your mission work. Good to see you. Honey bunches. Oh, there you go. Transcending. Cliff, I have been seeing them for almost 6 years now. So this is this. If anybody wants to join me as a guest and talk about your sightings, your encounters with space people, Bigfoot. If you've never been on the show before, you have to have 200 followers. We'll be happy to get you on here. If you have 1,000, you can come on audio or video. And also, next Saturday, the weather is going to be, that next weekend, the weather is going to be unbelievable, beautiful in Connecticut. We're going to have such beautiful weather. You don't know how excited I am for the C5. Does anybody realize how excited the commander is for next Saturday night? Does anybody even understand how happy I am? I am so happy right now I can jump through the roof. Maybe I won't do that. Or jump off the roof, jump through the roof, jump into space. That is the place where I want to be. Yeah, we're happy. I hope my happiness radiates to every one of you out there, wherever you are. I don't care where you are. We're going to have most of us there. I understand why Johnny cannot make it. Johnny, we understand. We send your love, our brother. I hope your dad feels better. So you're doing your mission work, you're doing your light work. We send our prayers out that way, and you'll be with us in spirit. So we're going to have 4 of the 5 of us in the field. April, Kit Kat, myself, and Chesno are going to be in the field. And other people, we're going to have all our Ashtar Command contact program people, Grace and everybody. My dear friend, Greg and his wife, who don't use any social media. They don't use, they're not into the social media stuff. We're going to have our group there, and we're going to go live, and we're going to record everything. My friend Athena in California has been in touch with me on Facebook. She didn't have TikTok. I tried to get her on here. She has no idea how to use the thing. She's in her 70s. She doesn't know how to use it, so I'm not pushing it. But she said that Ashtar told her, and she'd been in communication with the real Ashtar before there was internet. Ashtar told her that there will be 7 spaceships of the command that will be over the field. Now, when I say over the field, I don't mean they're going to be like right on top of the field, but there's going to be 7 Ashtar command spaceships Saturday night, according to what my friend Athena says, and they're going to be there. So we're going to record it. I want to get a picture of our group there. I'm going to get a picture of everybody who comes. We're going to have a nice picture, like a cosmic family picture. So we're going to get a picture of everybody. I want to make sure we have a nice picture. And, it's going to be good. We have people coming from different places. But I need to know the people that are coming. Please do email me. Our group needs to know who's coming. We're going to have name tags, because I'm going to bring name tags, and you'll just put your name on it, put your sticker on your shirt, so people can say, "Oh, that's who you are. You're that human person. You're that person that we see on TikTok." And one of the things we're going to do, one of the things the commander's going to do when we meet each other, we're going to hug each other. You see, to get into the field, when you see everybody, we're going to have a group hug. We're going to have a really big group hug of everybody together, and we're all going to hug each other before we start. And before we leave, we're all going to hug each other. And you can just keep hugging each other during the whole thing. No matter how many spaceships show up, we're going to have a hug fest. I tell you, that's what we're going to do. At the beginning, it can be at any point, during the end, we're all going to hug each other with cosmic love. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So we're so excited. The weather's going to be good, and we're going to be able to do what we're going to do. And we're going to record it. Let's see, where's Courtney? Hey, Courtney, where are you? I need to see Courtney again. Courtney, say hello. How come I don't see Courtney? Is she here somewhere? This TikTok thing. Oh, there she is. Okay, Courtney, hold on a minute. We got you covered there, Courtney. Okay, what's going on with my computer? All right, we're trying to do something here. Oh, maybe I already did it. Okay, so can I let me do it? Did I do it already? I don't know. TikTok's weird. I think I've just set it up here. All right. There we go. Yes. But our contact, TikTok is weird, Courtney. But our physical contact in the world population, that will be happening at some point in the next year and a half. The contact we're going to have, now I just want to be clear, on the 13th, people have been asking me, people I've not even talked to before, have said, "Commander, you guys are having contact." I said, "No, we're having visual contact. We're not having physical contact." Now, I can be wrong about the physical contact, because this is a surprise. But we are going to have visual contact, not physical contact, just so people don't get confused what we're doing. They're not coming to take us on ships. They're coming to give us physical contact so that you can understand that our Ashtar Command is real, that our star family is real, that they are on ships here now. That is totally real. Now, down the road, in the next year and a half, there will be more contact. I believe people over the world are going to have these groups of contact, and that's what's going to happen. But it also is important that on the massive contact that people, again, like I said earlier, we are the way showers of that, meaning that all of us at some point are way showers of that to billions of people. We have billions and billions of people in different countries that speak different languages that we have never met, just on our own planet. You know how long it's going to take to transform consciousness with billions of people on Earth? It takes time. Hey, Ed, good to see you. It's gonna take time. Hey, Starfire. So nothing is going to be overnight. Everything is going to be taking a little bit of time on our planet to transform, but it will be transformed one way or the other. We can't go backwards. We're going forwards, right? Everything's going to be transformed. We are the ones who have to transform ourselves first in order to transform the wider population of Earth. So look at yourselves as the light that's going to help those people that have no idea what's going on. There's going to be people that are saying, what's going on here? Where'd all those ships come from? And you're going to be the neighbor that's going to tell them, I work in the light and you have time for a cup of coffee. We can sit down and talk about it. Or a cup of tea. We can sit down and talk about it, So there are people having contact. They've been having contact for years. There are people probably having contact, but those were the small little contacts. What we're seeing now is that the contact is going to be way greater as we get into the transformational period. And people are still asking me offline about the eclipse. I mean, everyone's asking me about the eclipse. You notice I haven't really talked about it. It's all over the place. Everyone's talking about the eclipse. So I'm wondering what people think about that, the eclipse. Somebody told me, who was it? Where did somebody tell me this? The reason why someone said they don't want us looking at the eclipse because we'll see things that we're not supposed to see, that they don't want us to see. The governments don't want us to look at the eclipse or something. All I know is that, and even on the internet, there's so many different viewpoints about the eclipse. How many of you are going to be looking at the eclipse? I mean, I work that day, so I'm going to be indoors. Although I think they'll be letting us go out if we wish to. And what's your feelings about the eclipse? Do you have any feelings about what's going to happen? Okay. And I'm just going to be indoors, I think. I don't know. Oh, people have. I will most certainly. Okay, there's a mixed group, and that's fine. Some people are going to be doing it, some people aren't. I think that's a beautiful thing. If you do it or you don't do it, no judgment. I'm just curious about where people are at that with the eclipse. It's been such a big thing. I can't believe how massively big it is on the media. Even the major media is like all over this thing with the eclipse. Yeah, the whole world is. Going to get upgrade. I think it's just an eclipse and people love drama. It could be. I have no opinion. That's why I'm asking you for yours. I have no opinion. I don't think I need to look at it. I don't know if I need to or not. I really have no opinion. But I'm always interested in people's perceptions of reality. Alora's View and Tarot 2 will be doing a live YouTube. Okay. And if I do go out and look at it, maybe, but I think I don't feel, I don't know. Looking solar eclipses. Someone says, looking out solar eclipses and UFOs from the sky. Mario 21. Grace says, it's a wonderful cosmological event not to be missed. Rita says, I will be at a luncheon with my sister. Lisa says, make sure you have the eclipse glasses or pinhole viewers. Flower, without glasses, I'll be in the sun for sure. Lilac says, I think it's more of a sign than giving upgrades. It will pass away. Don't look directly for long. Yaya says, have faith, all of our greater good, and we're so loved and protected. Twix says, then CERN will be operating the LHC. Too many military, Deborah says. I heard no one has gone blind by looking without glasses. Jay Niner. Cheryl Brown, did anyone hear about the 3-day blackout? Okay, I've heard about it. That's projected by somebody somewhere on internet media. I don't know who started it. I will not, Deborah says. I love this. Everyone's sharing what they're going to do. I think it's perfectly fine, whatever you decide to do, folks. I'm very curious what people's feelings are. And what about that 3-day thing? When's that supposed to happen? This is the thing. There's rumors about a 3-day blackout on Earth. Now, my opinion is there won't be a 3-day blackout. I don't know who started it on the internet or where that's coming from, but I don't think that's going to happen. Love for peace. Thank you for the roses. You know what? Psychic says the sun rise from the west. They're saying it prophecy. Thank you for the hat. I don't believe it for some reason either. Something no internet lights. 80% of the okay. Hello, Commander. Hey, Yosemite. Hey, Bobby. Good to see you. Cheryl says her phone is going crazy. Cheryl's phone is going crazy. Karen, thank you, 82, for the cap. I just achieved my cap goal, and I'm going to change it to another hat. I'm setting up a new goal. I better not do what I think I'm going to do if I set this up here. I might get a little bit comical here for you folks. So I'm setting up something here because my mind is in such a happy state. And, you might actually do stuff now because I set this thing up, this gift up here, this TikTok thing. I just set something up that people... Oh, well, now my face is gone. It's funny on the screen. Can I adjust myself? I'm adjusting. Oh, the light's coming back up. Well, that's really... I think I can adjust myself. I just went back to being light again. So you now see the hat, the brown hat with the mustache. And last night I was doing something about the Dahar, which is a thing from the spaceship. And the people on the ship were laughing. So I'm going to contain myself tonight. I'm going to try to contain myself. Hi, Karen. I'm doing good. I'm containing myself now with that hat and the mustache. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get me to do that again like I did last night. Let me just turn this over here. And those that were on last night, it was recorded, so if you really want a good laugh, you have to go to my YouTube channel. See how I'm contained? My composure is very contained right now. I'm definitely going to do that, Transcending. I'm going to load up on apple cider. Transcending, thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. I felt like tonight was a lighthearted night. And I'm definitely interested in interviewing people, but I felt like, with all the things going on in the world and the universe, tonight was just like that kind of night where it's a Saturday night. Thank you, Jane Arna, that we all need to just be able to chill out a little bit here, love each other, and yeah, tell stories, share our stories. I want to hear them, Starseed, welcome to the show. Can everyone explain, please, why the sun and the moon are traveling west to east instead of east to west? I'll tell you one thing about the moon, folks, that less than 2 weeks ago, the moon was not the moon. How can I explain this to you? I said, this is not right. I was looking at the moon to the west of me, and it was dark out, and the crescent moon, where it's supposed to be, was below the moon. How can I explain it? The crescent was like right below the moon. You don't have a crescent moon below the moon. Like the crescent is not straight down at the bottom. It never is, at least in my lifetime. And then I said, okay, let's see if there are other people that are seeing this. So this was a few weeks ago. The moon our moon, the crescent was below the moon. It wasn't like sideways, like, like horizontal. It was below the moon. Did anybody see that? A Cheshire moon. Okay, it's called the Cheshire moon. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty weird. So that's a Cheshire moon. So that's a real thing. A Cheshire moon. Okay. Well, I just learned something about a Cheshire moon. I've never seen a Cheshire moon. That was my first time seeing one. I don't know if it has any meaning or anything, but it was definitely interesting. A Cheshire moon. Yes, like the Alice in Wonderland movie. Nicole Carter, good to see you. Yeah, the Cheshire moon, the Cheshire cat smile. Yeah, it had that smile. That's what I kind of threw me off a bit, So we'll definitely get into some interviews here. If you have any questions about what's happening on the planet or off the planet, for that fact, we'll definitely share. If you have any stories to share about your UFO sightings, beyond typing it in, and you have over 200 followers, you can tell us about your UFO sightings that you're recently having, your contact with your star family or space beings. We'd love to hear your stories, your encounters on a Saturday night. Let's see here. I'm just reading comments. And I go with the flow of the universe. If we have a night where there's no guests that are coming in, I'm good with that too. I have the ability to speak. Thank goodness. The commander has a lot of information. The Veto Press, thank you for sharing. We want to get up to 100,000 likes tonight. We want to do that by 1 o'clock a.m. in the morning on the East Coast. So definitely tap that screen. Jesse, welcome to the show. William Reuter, Mike Upshaw, Nikki D, good to have you with us, and everybody here. Right now, since I've been on here, we've had 2,000 people actually watch the show. You don't know this, but I do. I have a thing that tells me. I go to the screen, I push it forward, and it tells me internally, total views 2,000. 2,000 people, since I came on here at 11, have been watching the show. Although you see 210, we've had actually 2,000 people on here. Was the earthquake caused by space beings? No, the space beings didn't cause the earthquakes. The space beings aren't causing the earthquakes. The tectonic plates are moving, and our tectonic plates, as they move and shift, those things will create the earthquakes. But the space people don't create the earthquakes now. Good question. But no, the star people do not create earthquakes. Doesn't happen. So it looks like I'm answering questions tonight here, which I'm happy to do. Without any problem, I'm definitely happy to answer your questions. Do you have other star people who are rivals to you? No. So so when we talk about, say, thank you, star peoples do not have rivals with each other. Star peoples are Christed beings of light that work in harmony. Great questions, Don Vito. The star people all work together. There are no conflicting star people with star families. All the galactic star families from other planetary systems work with the Ashtar Galactic Command. So it's a collective of many different planetary worlds all working together. There's no rivalries. I can't get the word out, between different galactic groupings of peace. Good question. And the commander will take your questions. If you have any questions for me, please ask. It's nice when I can do this too. Sometimes I don't get to do this, but I do. I will. Hey, the UFO guy, welcome to the show. I will answer most questions if I can. If I don't know the answers, I'll be honest enough to tell you I don't know. Chad the Detwitter, welcome to the show. Gold something, welcome. Let's see if I can move my camera here. I think we're right. Oh, here we go. It's just trying to get more light in the camera here. Here we go. And what we do on this show, for people that are new here, if you wish to be a guest on the show, You have some real information to share about disclosure. If you've had any contacts or been taken on a spaceship in your life, or if you had any UFO sightings, hey, Rob, we'd like to hear your stories. But you have to have 200. Well, I know, Steve, you've had a lot of encounters. Tell me, why do you think you're being observed? I think if you're being connected, Steve, to the light beings, then you have a connection to that star family. That's your star family, probably. So if you're getting a lot of interactive contact, and I've read your messages, I believe it's probably your connection to that group of star people. That would be the main reason. When should I plant tomatoes? Live in Kansas. You know what? As soon as you see tomatoes in garden stores or garden places, that's when you should start planting tomatoes. As soon as you see them at any garden store, you see a bunch of tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes, that means it's time to start planting. That's right. That would be the best way to do it. Linda says, do you have to ground on the ship? And if so, how? Do you have to ground on the ship? Let me take that in for a minute. Do you have to ground on the ship? Can you explain what you mean by have to ground on the ship? Do you have to stay grounded? Or are you talking about being grounded in your body? Pepper Pot 345. I have connection. I have connection. Pepper Pot, I have connection. Pepper Pot, let me see. Your comments are interesting here. Pepper Pot, can you tell me what your connection is? I'm very interested. And I know Steve is very connected to the star beings. Pepperpot, you got my attention. What are you connected? Who you're connected with? Yes, we are all connected. We are all star beings. Yes, very, very true, transcending. So, Pepper, have you had encounters? Wait a minute. I've met Crazy 8 Kid says I've had many experiences. Would you like to come on my show live? I do interviews here. Would you like to come on live? Would you be willing to come on the show? I'd like to hear your story. And I'm a contactee, so you're talking to the right person. I'm a talk show host for many years on WESU NPR Radio, with Ash Truckerman Radio, and also the host of the show here. We're going to have Pepper. We'd like to get Pepper on here, and then Crazy 8 Kid, we might bring you on after that. Let me see. Pepper, you still with us? Let's see if Pepper is still there. I'm trying to get her approval to come on the show here. I want to hear some stories. Okay. I don't think I want to come on tonight. Okay, Pepper. Would you be willing to come on maybe Sunday night or Monday night? If tonight's not a good night for you, what night would you like to come on? I'm on at 11 o'clock with the show during the week. I'd love to interview you. I think a lot of my viewers would love to hear your story. I'm very psyched to hear your story. I'm a contactee. I had my contact in the 60s with space people that wore light blue space outfits. And I was a kid. So I came out of the closet years ago about my experiences. So you tell me what feels good for you. If you feel comfortable, we won't push it, but we'd love to have you on sometime in the next few nights if you feel able and comfortable to do it, okay? Meditate on that a little bit, you know? And the Crazy 8 Kid, I'd like to hear your story, but how old are you? You have to be over 18 to come on the show. And all the things that the prerequisite for being interviewed here is very simple. Over 18, no foul language, no smoking, no drugs, no drinking. You're 33, okay. And no foul language and no paranormal discussion. Heading to bed. Hey, Michelle, have a beautiful night. So we're gonna meditate. Definitely no pushing here, Pepper. But I know that you have some really interesting stuff to share, and I'm sure everybody out here would like to hear it from you. Crazy 8 Kid's going to be our guest. We're going to do an interview. You have over 200 followers, 292. And I'm pressing the guest button. What you have to do is just press the accept button on here. We're going to have our first guest for tonight. Good evening and welcome to Encounters.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing good. And whereabouts are you around the planet?
Oh, I live in California,
Oh,
Southern
good.
California.
Okay. And you want to tell us, you're 33. When did your experiences start happening?
Well, I've had them my whole life. I remember being super young in the bathroom floor and I seen someone hovering over me. But the memory came later in life, which is strange, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I had my most relevant or my most it was like the most gnarly experience I've ever had was around like 25 years of age when I was at my very lowest in life. I
Mm-hmm.
was broken and I was living alone. And as soon as I started living alone, things started happening.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
around me all the time, I see things around me, but they're not as prevalent as certain experiences I had with the Greys. I
Are you talking
think
about
that
so you had experiences, what we call, they're actually called Zeta. They're Zeta from the Zeta Reticuli system. But go ahead.
okay, yeah. Well, man, I was just getting beat up left and right. I was super depressed, and I just find it so strange that they showed up because I've been super into it my entire life, always looking into it, really up to
Mm-hmm.
date on research. And then when I was at my absolute lowest, I was like thinking about suicide and all that. They showed
Huh.
up, they just stood there and they just showed me that they were here. That's mostly like all that happened. They just showed up and they stood right in front of me. They would wake me up in the middle of the night. And then there was like this small greenish, brownish skin one. I will never
Hmm.
forget it. It woke me up in the middle of the night. I stood up and she was just standing there. I say it's a she because that's like the energy I got from it.
As a female energy. And what was
Yeah.
she doing? Did she communicate with you at all?
She did not actually, but I hear things in my head and I know it's telepathic and I know it's more than human,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't say anything. She just woke me up to show me that she existed.
Mm-hmm.
And
So do you believe that, when you talk about almost committing suicide and all this stuff and these different space beings show up, do you think that there was any group that actually helped you not to do that? Do you feel you
uh,
were, I don't want to use saved?
I don't know how involved. Like I'm big on thinking, and I think that personally, I believe they're responsible for so very much of human life. I think they're completely integrated within human life. And I don't know what their responsibility would be. I just,
Hmm.
at that time, I believe they were just showing me they exist.
But the thing is, I get a feeling they helped you in some ways because when you share like you almost committed
You
suicide,
know what? You might be right because I'm a much better person now than I used to be.
yeah, you were
'Cause,
definitely helped.
yeah, that could have been all for the purpose of getting me to where I am today. That's quite
Yeah.
possible, but I can't really say without a doubt exactly their
Hmm.
involvement, because
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how deep
No,
they do.
well, I read energy. You might be new to the show. I read people's energy and their stories. I don't come from this planet. I come from off planet. I am a human being, but I work with the Ashtar Command, which is the star people, the spiritual people of light. And I also been activated. And I'm reading your story. In the short moments I've talked to you, you were actually protected and saved from killing yourself by the space people. I don't know which group it was
It
because you've
very
had,
well could be. I think if nobody showed up, I might have, if nothing happened, maybe I would have
yeah,
led to suicide, because I was
yeah,
very into it. I was always like, even in high school, I would wait after school. I'd go to like, there's an Albertsons over here, and I would do surveys to back then when I was in high school. I would do
hmm,
surveys after school to see what people thought about them and stuff. And
yeah,
back then, nobody believed in aliens, like literally
yeah,
nobody. But
yeah,
now you go
yeah.
out there and you ask, and everybody does.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to use certain words because TikTok will give me a problem. But I'll just say this: the fact that you're still here and blank didn't happen, that I'm getting that you were definitely protected by certain groups of ETs that didn't want you to do the blank. So I'm just using the word blank because we don't use those words because TikTok is. But I'm glad you're here and your story. They basically you're in a better place. You yourself know you feel much better about your existence, who you are. I think I'm glad you came up to share a little bit of that story. And are you still having visitations?
Nothing like that, but I do have visitations like every night. But nothing with because it manifested into actual biological matter back
Mm-hmm,
then, and that hasn't happened since. But
mm-hmm,
I mean, I do, see things,
mm-hmm.
but they're not good. Like the things I see are dark, like they're bad,
Okay, so let me explain something to you before I let you go. I'm going to do something for you. I work with the Ashtar Command, and what I'm going to do is where you're located in California.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to do something for you right now. I'm going to operate in my Astro Command mode. People know what happens when I do this, and who are watching my show. I'm going to gift you unconditionally. We're going to send an Astro Command spaceship over your location, and we're going to send about 10 Ashtar Command personnel off the ship. You're not going to see them at all. They're going to be cloaked. When I
Okay.
send them over there, they're going to clear out the negative ETs that are now coming to you, because you don't realize that you have no way of protecting yourself yet. I know that from reading your energy.
Yeah.
I want you to say this and close your eyes right now.
Okay.
I'm going into activation mode here in my commandership on Earth. I'm going to do this for you. I want you to say, I'm a Christed being of light.
I'm a Christ being a light.
I refuse to have any negative ETs in my home or around me.
I refuse to have any negative ETs in my home or around me.
I am empowered in the Christed light,
I am empowered in the Christ of light.
and all those negative ETs must leave and not be here anymore.
And all those negative ETs need to leave and not be here anymore.
Okay. And what we're going to do, I'm sending a spaceship over there right now in a nanosecond. It's already there.
Okay.
Okay. I work directly with my father on the ship from Earth. They hear everything I'm saying, and they're sending a ship over to your location right now. What they're going to do, the 10 people that are coming into your home, they will know what these beings are that are actually interacting with you,
You know
and
what's
they're
weird?
going
I
to be.
could smell what smells like a burnt tire.
Mhm.
That's what I'm
Well, they're
smelling right now. It's really strange.
Well, they're going to take those negative ETs, and they're going to be taking them out of your house. They're going to be kicking them out. They're going to be taken off planet. Within the next 24 hours, there's going to be a clearing of energy. By tomorrow morning, you should actually wake up with things that are going to be way different. The energy is going to be shifted. There's going to be, for a period of about 2 weeks, I'm being told, there will be 3 of the Ashtar Command people protecting your home and making sure that it is clear. They're putting a dome of protection around your location. There'll be an invisible dome of light that nothing can penetrate except those of the light beings, those of the highest levels of consciousness. So I want you to close your eyes now for a moment.
Okay.
Take a deep breath. I'm gonna do something with my hand here right now. I'm gonna do is transmit a frequency of energy that is gonna bombard the room that you're in, and it will clear out anything that is negative from the ET levels, and we're giving it up to the creator. We just give it right up to the creator, it'll dissolve it, and it'll be gone.
So
Okay?
do you believe in a creator of the universe? Just one single creator?
Oh, well, I come from beyond Earth. There's one creator for the whole multiverse. There's on Earth you have multiple creators, which is not true. It's the illusion. But where I
Mm-hmm.
come from, being from off planet, we all believe in one creator, one source, one creator of everything. On Earth,
Yeah,
you've been
I could agree
delusioned.
on that for sure.
Yes, one
Because I
creator.
think I might have met, I don't know if it was him, but I was actually taken from Earth too
You
when I
were.
was talking about all this. Yeah, and because I was laying on my couch and I felt like I died. It almost felt like I died. Like my stomach dropped and my eyes blurred, and I could see on the reflection of my TV 2 coworkers I used to work with, and standing behind them were two what looked like ETs, and they had like a gaping hole in their stomach, like a cloak. Like it was,
Huh.
you could see right through their stomach, but that was it. And they
Mhm.
came up to me, they walked up. I was like, this is so cool. That's what I was saying. And then they said, no, this isn't cool. And then I was like dragged to hell. and I went through hell. Like
Uh,
it was
well,
really terrible.
we won't get into that too much because we don't talk about that.
Okay.
But I will tell you this: we are going to send the 10 personnel of the spaceship from the spaceship on your ground level. We're going to get rid of all that energy that has been basically there. I want you to focus on Christ and meditations on a daily basis for about 30 minutes a day.
And I
And,
want to mention that I used to work for a company that builds spacecraft and satellites and stuff, and I think that might have had something to do with the like, because I was just always really into space and into all
mhm,
that, and so I got a job with my dream job. I thought, man, dude, every right when I started there, I was just burning. I was just in
yeah,
so much pain all day, every
yeah.
day. It
Well,
really,
you did have negative ETs interfering with you. So now we're getting rid of them. So the commander
okay,
is going to make sure that they're not going to be there anymore. We're going to get rid of those negative ETs. I'm operating right now, not as just a talk show host. Now I'm operating commandership. I'm operating as an Ashtar commander, which I am in truth in this human form. So I have been activated here more so now than even before when I was a kid. So I want you to close your eyes one more time without saying anything. We're going to shoot light energy that's going to be so strong with the space people in the rooms on your house. I'm sending this energy over there, and I'm instructing them now to take care of the situation and get these negative energies out of that room and taking them back into space and quarantine them off planet right now. That's exactly what we're going to do. They're going to be quarantined. They will not be there within the next 24 hours. You are going to be in a different energy frequency, and let me know what happens. But you are going to be protected.
okay, all right, thank you, dude.
And how do you feel right now? There should be a
I feel
shift
pretty
happen.
good. Every time you said I'm gonna send a beam, I felt my body got really light, and I felt a really nice sensation. So
Yes,
that was good. I like that.
yes,
And my
yes.
life,
So
just note, my life these days is not nearly as bad. It's like I have been helped.
mhm.
I'm just in a whole better place, being
Right, but you
productive and
still,
everything's good.
and we're making sure that you're going to be in that better place with the Astro Command's help, because you mentioned they still have those of that last part of your story. Evidently, there's some other energy still affecting
Oh
you.
yeah, all the time, all the time.
That energy is going to be taken off the planet. We're going
Oh,
to get
that'd
rid
be
of them.
great. That'd be
Okay,
fantastic.
you know. So yeah, and so thank you for being here.
All
I
right,
think
man.
someone said we're going to bring Pepper up. Pepper, can you say hello, Pepper? Pepper, so I can see you in this room here. I think she said she wants to come up, and we're going to hear her story here on Encounters. And this is crazy, a kid. I'm glad you came up. And in the next few days, you're going to have nothing but beautiful light and energy coming through where you are. So I
All right,
appreciate
thank
you
you.
coming here,
Yes,
really.
sir.
All right, Crazy Kid 8. And let me see here. Is Pepper still there? Let me see if I can get Pepper on here. Where's Pepper? Oh, there's Pepper. Pepper, say hello. Did I miss you? I think Pepper agreed to come up. Where is Pepper? That was a beautiful thing, but we had to help them. And you know, the commander does this. I work directly off planet with our family, and we will send ships to help somebody depending on the story. I will send the ship over, and we will go and help them. You know, we will, without a question, because that's what we do, right? You know, I want to bring that Pepper person up. I just don't see her. Someone said Pepper said yes, she wants to come on the show. Is she still around? Team Solar United, welcome. Ronnie says, beam me up, Scotty. And we are reading comments here, you know. And that's what I'm here to do. Beyond being a talk show host, I will help people. I will have the Ash Turkman help people. You know, when I hear stories of that, he's in a better place. But if he still has messages of negative ETs doing stuff every night, that that has to stop. You know, that has to stop. That's why we're here. We're here to help people on Earth who are having things. And I'm glad he's in a better place, but he needed some help. Georgia Peach, we're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Plus, I got my apple cider going here. So we're in command mode here. I'm in the commander mode. If you know what a commander is, it means I'm in command of my own cosmic spirit. For those who are new here, I work with, hey, Morales 51, I work with the Ashtar Command. I am with the Ashtar Command. Our space families watch the show. They're watching the show right now. We're monitored. We have at least 4 Ashtar commanders in my house that are invisible. April has 4, Kit Kat, Johnny, and also Chesno. Peace and love to all. Peace and love to you, James. Ronnie Novell says, spacewalking on the moon. Save on something. I didn't get all that. But we will bring, hey, Pete Star TV in Ireland. Good to see you, brother. We'd love to get that Pepper person on. Someone said she decided to come on with us, but I can't find her. Christopher Sean Rucker, I believe you. Thank you. Summer, thank you for the heart. Hey, Peter. Good to see you, brother. H. Lyons, welcome. Hey, Courtney. Scoot something. Hey, Failed Cap. King David, that's a good name. Silverback King, that's a good name. Dig Deep. Harp Larger. Sure something, welcome to the show. See all these new people. Saxabucks. Saxabucks, welcome to the show. You're watching Encounters. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, Appalachian Mama. Michelle, welcome to the show. Alicia, good to have you with us. Sharon Jeffrey, welcome to the show. Forerunner. I see all these different names. Nyla's World, thanks for the heart. Mark, welcome to the show. The right one, the wrong time. George Webb, welcome. Raven, welcome to the show. Nina, I think it's Nenny. Thank you, Nenny, for joining us. If you're new to the show, this is a actual show by your host, CmdrAleon. I'm a host of WESU-FM's Sunday morning show, Astro Command Radio, known as the Cosmic Eye, 11:30 Eastern. And people can call up my show tomorrow. If you have a story to tell, you can call up my show at 860-685-7700. That's 11:30 Eastern. So if you want to come on the radio, you can actually call my show up. We'll be broadcasting the Astro Command radio show on TikTok tomorrow from the studios of WESU-FM. So you'll see me in a radio studio tomorrow morning, live, right here, without a question. And we do interviews. We love talking to people, hearing your stories about your encounters with space people, no matter what they are, your crop circles, Bigfoot, fairies, mer people, excuse me, mer people, and all the other things related to the cosmic realm. The UFO sightings certainly are important. You know, people are recording and documenting sightings all the time, and we want to hear your stories about that too. Joe MTZ, thanks for joining us. Tati, welcome, Tati. Jerry, Stephen, welcome to our show. We appreciate you all coming in here. He's faithful. I hope he is. I'm just kidding, because it says he's faithful. So that's why I said to that person, I hope he is faithful. A little bit of a comical sense of humor. Thank you, not me. We're glad that you listen to us every day. We appreciate that. You know, I appreciate all of you. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Hey, Taddy, good to see you. The question is, does anybody with over 200 followers or over 1,000 have a story about being encountered by space people? Any UFO sightings out there happening with you? Do you have any crop circle stuff going on? Do you have you seen anything to do with fairies, with angels, with Bigfoots, with, you know, this, we deal with the galactic. We don't get into anything paranormal. So if you've had paranormal experiences, there's 10,000 other TikToks on here to go with. It's good to see you. I stay strictly in the cosmic galactic area, and that's the area I wish to stay in. So that's what I do. and I am a good talker. I've been on radio since the 1970s. I did the Intergalactic TV network in the early 90s for a while, and I've been doing media for years, for years actually. And we're almost at 100,000. We're at 1239. We want to get everybody tapping. I know we can hit 100,000, likes out there. So please tap. Bob, thanks for joining us here. Kathy Hood 54, welcome. I have a new picture. Okay, so James has a new picture to show from his experience. So we're going to bring him up to show that. See, where's Pepper? I'd like to get Pepper. I don't see her saying anything. Is Pepper still here? Pepper, if you say hello, I'm still here. I'll bring you up. You aren't answering my question. You think about, Carrie Net 79 says, what do you think about the ellipse on Monday? I want to get Pepper on first, then I'll bring James on with the picture. So to answer your question, I have no real feelings about the eclipse. I probably won't go out there and look at it, but for whatever reason, I know there are a lot of people that are going out there. There's a lot of people that aren't going out there for different reasons. I just think people need to do what they think is right. Meditate on it. If you think you need to go out and you want to look at the eclipse, you do it. If you don't, then don't do it. So my answer to that question about the eclipse in general is for people, meditate, go within, ask yourself, is it the thing you want to do? Do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing, or no thing? That's up to you. It's going to be, I think it's an individual thing. So I did see the question about the eclipse. Does that answer your question? Hopefully, I hope it helps a little bit. Hey, UFO, UAP sky scanner. I know people are going to be asking me about the eclipse before Monday. Um, uh, James is saying it's a beautiful experience for us. They happen all the time. And again, everyone's different. I've heard all kinds of really interesting things about that eclipse thing. Steve uses hopefully. Well, Steve. You're having contact right now. You're having certainly contact. You have Let's get Steve. Steve has 117 followers. Can we get another 100 followers to follow him right now? He has a lot of information. He has contact going on, and we have 267 people on here now. All you have to do is follow Steve Houston. Steve, lowercase Houston. I want everyone to follow him. As soon as he gets up to 200, I want to bring him on here. He's got so many stories to tell about contact. I've been getting his messages. I'm reading his information. He is going to be a super duper guest, but we need to get him on here. And I do this for everybody on here. You know that. I've helped people get up to 200. I've had people who had near 1,000 get to 1,000. That's the kind of talk show host I am here, So let's get him up there. That might take a little bit. Steve, you've been on 3 weeks? He's only been on 3 weeks on TikTok. So we're going to get you up to 200 so you can actually come on live to the best show on TikTok. Hey, Liz, thanks for the furry friends there. We appreciate it. So when you say you followed Steve Houston, please tell me I just followed him or say following him. Everybody out there, 273 of you need to follow their Steve Houston. Yanya Spirit, thank you for the hat. We appreciate that so much, sister. I can only use a few followers, Commander, and I'm always down to come. Let's see here. And Love for Peace has 138 followers. So we need to get Love for Peace up to 200. But everybody follow Steve Houston right now so that we can get Steve up here on the show. He's at 146. We're getting there. We need to get him up to 200. He's at 146. I need every single person right now. So the commander is activating all my viewers all over the world to tap on Steve Houston's profile and press the follow button on his profile. Everybody. We can do this in 10 minutes. If everybody presses the button for his profile and follow, we can have Steve Houston on here in 10 minutes. I want to see how quickly activated you all are. I'm actually testing to see if you're paying attention. We can do a rally. Let's see here, Steve. I know we're really close to getting him there. Oh, good, Gary. Get everybody, all the brothers and sisters around the world, are following him. And Mr. Steve Houston will be on here. I'm going backwards for a minute. Steve is at 155. We need 50 more people to follow him. I need 50 more people out of 275. We have a lot of people in here. I can't imagine we can't get everybody to press the button. Just go to Steve Houston's profile and just press the follow button. The red button, press it. You'll be following him. Every single person on here. He's got some information to share. His contact started when he was 9. Welcome, Chuck. Jersey for Life. Thanks for spiritual abstract artist following him. I want every single person on here, new people, old people, follow Steve Houston. All right. Give him a follow. Well, we're really close to getting him on here right now. This is going to be a great interview. I can feel it. I've done so many interviews on radio over the years. I can always tell when we're going to have a good interview here. Daniel says Chuck is King Charles. Okay. Steve's just listening. Let's see, Steve, where are we here? We got Steve at 162, folks. We need over 30 more people to follow him. 30 more. I feel like I'm at an auction here or something, but I can't talk like an auctioneer because those people, they talk really fast, right? I can't even do that. I mean, I'm good at doing impressions, but I couldn't do an auctioneer. 162. He's got 162. I'm definitely tracking it. I'm tracking it right now. Hey, how much am I worth? You're worth a lot, Steve. Probably 1 million followers. We're at 166. We don't want it to trickle in on him. We want to get everybody to get in there. If you don't know how to use your TikTok to follow somebody, you press his profile, his face, and then you'll see the follow button. Press the red follow button. So you see the profile, press that first, and then the follow button if you're new to TikTok on how to do that. We're at 173. So go to his profile, press his face, press the follow button, and then you're automatically a friend, and that's how you do it. Okay. I'm bringing the thing here. I think we're pretty close, folks. Thank you, Blondie, for doing that. Really, everybody, if I didn't see your name, thank you for doing that for him. Let's see here. Barbie, thanks for joining us. Good to see everybody. Tiffany Wish, Christian, Jude, Michaels, Chicken Choker. What a name. Welcome to the show. Let me see where he is right now. Jared, thank you for the heart. We're getting close. We're at 174, folks. We have 258 people, so not everybody's following him yet. I understand there's new people coming into the show here. So if you're new here, we're trying to get everybody to follow a Steve Houston because we want to bring him on. He has to have 200 followers to go live with me here on the show. So I do this once in a while when people are that close. My goal is to get him up to 200. He's at 174. Let's see if we get him up to 200, folks. I'm tracking it right now. Let's see here. We're at 176. That's not good. Let's go. Come on. We got to get everybody tapping there. I know that we have 275 people. A portion of my audience has been tapping his profile and following him. So let's follow him. We're going to get him on the show. We're going to interview him about his experiences and visitations. He's having continuous contact, and he's got a really interesting story to tell. So he's at 176. Can everybody be tapping for Steve? Tap his profile. Tap his profile and then tap the follow button. So if you're new to the TikTok and you've never, figuring out how to follow somebody, I'm trying to kind of teach you how to do it. Hey, Rax, are you good to do it? You can just pull him out, David says. You can just pull him out. Wait a minute. And let's see. We're at 181. Man, we're getting close. We're at 181 followers for Steve. We're really, really close now, folks. We're really, really, really close. If you're not knowing what to do here, I want you to go to Steve Houston. I want you to tap his profile and to press the follow button. Okay? Just press the follow button, and we're going to get him on here as I drink some more apple cider. We're going to have a beautiful interview with him. Steve is a former dancer, former security officer, and a current soldier for peace. That's in his profile. He has 181 followers. Let me see if we got up here. We're at 183. Gosh, man, this is really pulling teeth. 183 people. We want to get him over 200, so we need to get everybody to follow Steve Houston. And we need to have people do that now. Go to Steve Houston. We're very focused. I want to get everybody involved in this. This is going to be an exciting interview. I can promise you that. I know it's going to be a really cool interview, but you have to follow him so we can get him on here. He's at 183. Let me see now what happens. It shouldn't take that long to do this. We're still at 183. That can't be possible. Come on now, folks. We don't know any slackers here. 183 for Steve Houston. And again, I think we can do this. Let me see where we are here. I believe we can do this. I'll pin this. Steve, make a comment. I'll pin you on my screen here. Just say, please follow me. Just say, type in. Okay, I'm gonna pin his comment. Let me see here. Okay, I just pinned his comment. So the pinned comment where Steve is, everybody press Steve's face. Everybody press Steve's face. I just pinned it. You have 50 seconds to keep pressing his face and then follow him. We're doing good, Jay. Good to see you all. I think Kit Kat says, I think people fell asleep. Do I have to shake everybody up here? I'm just turning the light here a little bit. He's at 188. Mystical, thank you for the heart puff. We appreciate it. He needs 9 more. We need 9 more people. We'll have him over 200. And Carol's good. Wakey, wakey. Steve says, wake up, everybody. Wake up. He needs 6 more people. Thanks, Brim. 6 more people to follow Steve Houston. 7 seconds left. We're almost at the home stretch. 4 more people. 4 more people. Follow him. Come on, folks. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Let's go. I feel like we're like at a basketball game trying to get the last hoop of in there. We got 197. And 197. Let's get. We have 2 more to go. 2 more. Do I hear 2? Do I hear 1? Now I feel like a auctioneer. 2, 1, 1, 2. Do we have 200? If we have 200, who's going to be the one to do it? Who out there is going to be the one on the show to do 200 for Steve? He needs 2 more. Come on, folks. 3. We need 2 more. We have 257 people on here. Go to his profile. Let me bring it back up again. I will if we have to do that. The commander will do what he has to do, and it will be done. Let's see, we're really so close. I think people love the irony of struggling to get somebody up to 200. I think that's part of what they like in the show. We need only 1 more to get them up to 200. 1 or 2. With 267 on here, we can do this. Now, if you're not knowing how to do this, press his profile. Steve, he's at 202 now. Steve, say hello. I'm going to definitely get Steve on here. I think we did it. I think we did it. Steve Houston. All right, Steve, we're going to put you on the show. All right, and I just pressed the guest button. Steve has just made it. Thank you, everybody. We got him up to 200 plus. Steve, press the accept button. Steve, where are you? Just press the accept button. There he is. We got Steve on the show, folks, on Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. Steve will be on here in just a second as the TikTok thing is spinning around. We will have him on here. That's what teamwork is. Hey, Steve, welcome to your first live ever on the best live on TikTok. Steve, you got the microphone on, Steve? This is great. This could be a silent interview. This could be a silent interview. Steve, can you hear me? This is very interesting. We got him up to over 200. You know, weird things do happen on my show. They do. I honestly believe they do. I never have a show without something weird happening. Steve, are you there? Steve, I'm going to bring Steve back up. I'm going to bring him back up. We're going to do this again. We're going to bring Steve back up. Steve, say hello. I'm not sure what happened there. We're going to bring you back up. You didn't have a mic icon on there. I'm not sure what happened. So, Steve, say hello again, and I'm going to bring you back up. Now, if he was taken on a spaceship, that could be the reason why he didn't say anything. But I have to believe he's there. Yeah. Steve, are you still there with us? Steve, I hope you haven't been taken on a spaceship before I was going to be bringing you on here on the show. Now there could be people being, brought on a spaceship during encounters. He could be right now off planet. I don't know. He could be. Every time I do a show, something very strange happens. If you're new to the show, once you watch my show long enough, you will know strange, not terrible things, but strange things do happen on my show. Okay, let me see, Steve. He's right there. I want the space people that are communicating with him to let him know. Steve, when I bring you on live right now, there's a microphone. There's a microphone. There should be a microphone. Unlock the microphone. Unlock your microphone. You have it locked. Turn it off. So you can hear me? I'm going to bring the volume up here. Can you hear me? Turn on the audio. Turn your audio up. Turn your audio up on your phone. Like you have a button, turn it up. If you tap your mic. Tap your mic. Okay. That's really interesting. The guest will be back soon. Steve, unlock. He has so much to talk about. Really, seriously, he does have a lot to share. Tap your
Hello?
mic and turn you. Okay, there you are. Thank
Yeah,
goodness. How'd
I'm
you do
here.
that? Good to have you. Okay, Steve, good
Hi.
to have you with us.
How you
Welcome to the
doing,
show. And, well, we're doing great that we got you finally on here with the audio. So tell
Well,
us,
go ahead.
so tell people where you are on the planet. Where part of the planet are you on right now?
I am
Like
right
what
now in
state?
Phoenix, Arizona. Originally, I'm
Phoenix.
from California.
Okay. So I've read, you and I have kind of communicated in messaging, but the wide audience worldwide we have here, can you tell us when your contact started to happen?
Well, first, let me start by saying at age 4, I was in special school for gifted children.
Hmm.
I was an advanced learner, and my dad at that time was working for NASA, and I was raised in a very rough neighborhood. Unfortunately, at that time, it was
Hmm.
East Los Angeles, and there were a lot
Okay.
of. I'm a white guy, and I grew up in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, and unfortunately, there
Okay.
were kids that didn't like me too much, and a kid threw a brick, hit me in the back of the head, shifted my brain. I was in the hospital for 6 months. After
Wow.
leaving the hospital to learn how to read, write, all over again, but things I started to be able to see things, and that's when it started. My first contact was
Wow.
age 9.
Age 9.
Yeah,
Wow.
age
So that's
9. It's
amazing.
the I lost the academic abilities, but I gained this new ability.
Yeah. So after you lost the mental academic abilities, the intellectual abilities, you gain the cosmic abilities.
Yeah, yes,
That's interesting.
very,
Something
very,
shifted. Yeah, that's interesting. So tell us,
yeah.
as you proceeded to go through your life as a kid, when you had contact, what type of space people were you being contacted with?
They came to me as light beings, and they were like very, very bright and beautiful. And
Hmm.
I would talk to them, and like I'm talking with you, but
Hmm.
there were no words. And
Yeah.
I felt like they were just my brother. They were like my friends. So I used
Yes.
to tell my dad I have visitors visiting me, and they would always say, "Oh, Johnny has imaginary friends." They call me Johnny. Johnny has imaginary friends.
And they would say that to you telepathically, correct?
No, my when I would tell, yeah, they would talk to me telepathically. I would
Oh,
hear them speaking with me, but when I would tell my parents or my friends, "Oh,
oh,
you have
oh, they would,
imaginary friends," yes.
yeah, yeah,
So
they would say that. Okay, I got you.
that's when already at that age I was already
Hmm.
being conditioned to know that people don't understand this. So
Right,
already
they
at
don't.
age 9, I already started to learn that grown-ups did not understand this.
Right. Well, they were just still too much in the head here,
Yes,
not in
correct,
the inner part. You
correct.
were operating from not the intellect, but from the spiritual level of cosmic consciousness.
Right, which I really didn't understand at the time. I didn't really
Yeah,
understand a lot. I just knew it was happening. To me,
yeah,
it was fun.
yeah. So these light beings, were they both men and women in your experience,
Yes, male and female.
male and female?
Hmm.
Did they ever say what star system they came from?
Orion.
Orion.
Hmm.
Okay. And they were how tall were they? Can you tell us?
Well, we're going back, but right now I'm having. I can actually. I guess their vision has been imprinted, and a lot of
Hmm.
things since the solar winds have hit Earth. A lot of things have been awoken in me, so I'm starting to see things. It's really amazing what's happening right now with me. So I can
Wow.
literally just kind of go back in time, pull out a thought, and it's actually a full image in front of me. And
Really?
yes, very clear. It's like a picture. It's like if you were to open up your album and you show
Hmm.
people pictures in your photo album, I can do that with
Hmm.
my thoughts now. And I don't know why, but it's
Interesting.
interesting. So
Good.
I'm going
Yeah.
to pull
Go
that
ahead.
picture when I was there in bed and I'm looking up at them. And I clearly
Right.
remember, in fact, they had something that they were wearing in the middle of their chest. It was some kind of jewelry. It was
Hmm.
absolutely beautiful. It was a turquoise type of blue. And it was just
Wow.
radiant, radiant, beautiful. And they were wearing something that was a light gold color. And then the
Hmm.
rest of it was a shiny white. And then around their
Wow.
head was almost like a really thin gold piece of gold around their heads,
Hmm.
and their hair appeared to almost be like a very soft light gold color.
Really?
Yeah, and their eyes were absolutely beautiful blue. And
Wow.
this experience, it just I I didn't understand it. For me, it was just fascinating because here I am, a kid. The whole world's still new to me, and to me, this is normal because
Hmm.
for whatever reason, after
Hmm.
my brain injury, all this stuff became normal for me. It was a normal way
Yeah.
of living. It was no longer about mathematics and books and worrying
Right.
about. I was worried about college at age 9. Imagine.
Wow. That's amazing.
I mean,
That's
at
you're
6. Excuse me, at age 6.
that's at 6. He was worried about college at age 6, folks.
Yeah, college at age 6.
But
It's crazy, but yeah, and
so you
now.
you you So when that happened to you,
Yeah.
these when you start having contact with the space beings, and they sound
Hmm.
like they're very beautiful people. They probably work with the Ashtar Command too.
Okay.
That yeah, I'm getting that because
Mm.
they if they are operating in a very loving frequency, and their energy obviously was a frequency of love, and you saw them as men and women that we call them light beings,
Mm.
and
Yes.
they were wearing they were wearing some sort of a space outfit, correct?
Yeah. Almost like a beautiful church robe.
A church robe, interesting. Like they're
Almost like
wearing
yes,
robes.
they had a robe over the outfit, but it was beautiful. It was almost like
Oh,
very spiritual.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say they were
No,
angels because that's not how I looked at them. I looked at them
no,
as people. They
yeah,
were different. They were beautiful. They were light. They
yeah,
brought
yeah.
happiness to me.
Wow. I mean, I knew there was a reason why we've talked, messaging with each other,
Yeah,
and I knew I had to get you on here live, and you have a lot to talk about. So they're in contact with you now, correct?
I believe so, and I believe one of our viewers, Mindy, she pointed something out. Then she says it's absolutely remarkable that she saw one of my pictures, and she said, "You must be extremely open to have a purple fairy." A young purple fairy. She was saying that, and some other angelic beings that are coming to see me.
So
Us.
you have not only the space people that are very loving, and I'm telling you right now, I read things very quickly. I work with the Ashtar Command off planet. I'm from off planet. They are definitely connected with the galactic levels of light of the command. The fairies, my friends with fairies, she has a lot of knowledge about this. Matter of fact, I want to see if she can come up here, and if she's. Yeah, I'm going to bring her up
Mhm.
here because she has a lot of contact with the fairies, and she
Yeah.
and your contact with the fairies, and your story is absolutely beautiful.
Hi,
I'm
Steve.
feeling there's an intense
Hi,
energy coming through here now. Say hello to Steve, and say hello to April.
Hi, Steve. How
hi,
are
April.
you? We've been talking. Steve and I have been
Yes.
talking, and I
So
did
yeah,
see his videos, and he does have a beautiful purple, and he has a blue one, and he's also got different orbs and things going on in his home. But he has a fairy protector, and I actually got to see her.
yeah, isn't that
You're
amazing? I thought it'd
Beautiful.
be good to
Yeah.
bring you together. I mean, I didn't know you two were talking, but man, isn't that beautiful? The synergy energy. Because my friend April in Vermont, she knows everything about the fairies, and you having a fairy protector, it makes sense to have you both talking on here. Because there's a synergy of energy that's perfect here, and you
Yes.
with
Correct.
Steve, you're having some amazing experiences with what I call Ashtar Command people, the slight beings. They're connected with the
Mm.
command, and as you probably interacted with April, she is very connected as also an Ashtar commander on Earth with our star people, our space, our biological family. I don't know if she's talked about it. You may have heard it on here about our space family on the ships. But
Yeah.
you definitely, I feel you're very connected to those people that you're talking about. Like you're part of their family. Have they communicated with you about your connection to them?
I think they have been trying because what happened with me was I took this ability and I went into a whole different direction. I got
Mhm.
totally into the paranormal, which I regret. And if I could go back and change something in my life, that would have been one thing.
And we'll
My
keep the
I was
paranormal out of it, but go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So I had to. I was so involved in that. I got away from that, and I came back to myself, and I recentered again, and started to realize because I was getting visitations from ET crafts, which I have video of
Really?
constantly. Yes, constantly, all the time. And I have them. Well, I just posted 2 pictures of a craft that's been with me for probably 10 years.
10
And
I
years.
do
10
believe
years, yes.
that.
And I just posted it. You can see it. You can clearly see it. And this has been with it. So what I did was I took my energy and focused on the extraterrestrial connection that I had. Because I realized, yeah, there are 2 connections, but let's not focus on that side. Let's focus on the extraterrestrial. And why am I so connected to that? And then when they
Right.
started showing up and I started telling people, everybody said I was crazy and I was being put down. I was being laughed at. And I said, okay. I'm going to go get some equipment and I'm going to start documenting everything that's happening. I'm not doing it for me. I got to do it because people just don't believe it.
Right.
They,
And
they
you're doing it so the world will understand that this
Yes,
is
I want
real.
people to know this stuff's real and it's happening to me. And this has been my life.
That was
And
one
Yeah.
this has been like this
conversation
for
you and
50
I had.
years. I'm 59 years old. And
Yeah.
this has been, it's been hard to have to hold this in and not be able to, tell people I see this, I see that. I go to a
Uh-oh.
doctor's office, I can see a fairy above him. I can see if there's a gray attached to him. I can see those things. And it's
Yeah.
frustrating when you see that stuff and you can't say anything.
And
Wow.
he's just now coming out of the closet, Commander, and that was one thing I said to him is, I went through the exact same thing he's going through right now, and I said, document everything,
Yeah.
just document
Document it.
everything.
And that's what I'm doing. And that's why although I've got so much documentation, in fact, I think I had mentioned this. I had met Zach Bagans. Now, I had put it out there to the universe that I needed to meet him. Oddly enough, I ended up working for G4S, which is a government contract security company. I went to work for them. The funny thing is, I got contracted to work security for Zach Bagans. Now, I had put the thought out there I wanted to meet him. Then I got to actually work at his house. Then I got to meet him.
Who
Later
is Zach
on,
Bagans?
he is the owner of, or he is the person that now runs the Travel Channel and the guy who
Oh, really?
started Ghost Adventures.
Really?
Yes, that's Zach Bagans. He's the owner of Ghost Adventures now, I believe, and he's the syndicator of it now. So him and
Okay.
I started talking, and the evidence I had at that time is way more overwhelming than what I had now with the ET crafts. I'm not talking paranormal, I'm talking
Yeah.
extraterrestrial. So I wanted
Okay.
to try to get on the Travel Channel, have my own thing where I could actually document this stuff and then present it to the world. And that
And what
did
did he
not.
say?
Well, no, he was very interested in it. And then a lot of things in my life happened at that time. A lot of bad things happened as a result of messing with the paranormal. And
Yeah.
that's why
Don't. What?
I
So we'll
got
stay
away
away
from
from
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna stay
So
away from
no more
that.
of that. So,
Okay.
it's really opened up that just knowing that, the awakening, people are really starting to now see it. They're starting, and it's frustrating and it's scary because we have been programmed and brainwashed for so long. I came from a NASA family. My father told me things that most kids could only imagine.
So
And if you can imagine it,
let's
it's
talk about
real.
let's talk about your father, about NASA.
Sure.
We know that NASA publicly has lied to the public. I've known that for over
Yeah.
70 years.
Yeah.
Well, as long as I've been alive.
Yes.
So, did he give you any inside information? And we're going to get back to the light beings you're in contact with, because that to me is really the most important thing. With NASA, what has he told you about what NASA really does know regarding space people? Or has
There's
he
good
told you
and bad.
anything?
There's good and bad. And I don't know if I want to, I don't
Well,
know if
let's talk.
everybody's, I don't know if I want to jump out there yet to really give that kind of information, what I do know, but
Right,
because
right.
it's
And
really,
when
it's very deep.
I
It's
know it's
good.
deep.
It's good and it's bad.
Right. Well, we know there's bad ETs out there, but
Right.
they're being thrown off the planet as
But
you
as
watch
far,
the show.
okay, let's touch on good because I don't know the bad part of it. I guess
Sure.
because obviously we love good, but when you know the bad, that
Right.
strikes a chord with me, and it does
Right.
affect me emotionally when I think
Then
about
let's
the
just
bad part.
we'll just stick with the good. The only reason I
Yeah.
asked you that is because the only thing I want to say about NASA is I already know that they've been lying to the public about the whole existence of life in the universe. But
Yeah.
anyway, we'll stick with the good on your story because that's where we want to be. That's always where we want to be. But tell us more about these space people that you've been in touch with. Those people are with the Ashtar Command, the angelic realm, the space people with the golden thing around those people that have visited you, those men and women or what have you. You're having contact with them regularly, correct?
Yes, they come to me in a form of white energy.
White energy, okay,
White energy, and it's. I live in a really big home right now, and I'm alone in there. It's up in the northern part of Arizona,
okay.
and right now it's since all this is happening, the awakening is happening. Our bodies are regenerating. I am seeing and getting visits from beings from all different spectrums, but they're coming to me in a beautiful kind of a light is what I'm seeing, unless it's somebody else. But I'm seeing it as like a white. It's a white light that's really. It's not white, plain white, but it's a beautiful light.
It's like a radiant light. It's not like
Yes. It's not white. I don't know why I even describe it as white, but it's pearl.
It's radiant.
I don't know.
Tony, right, Tony. Thank you for that.
But the Commander, here's what's interesting. Here's I think where my story is a little different is that most people can, like, we know you can put a camera out, and we know that you know if you're of good energy, you can capture orbs and things like that. Okay, that's pretty much common everywhere.
Right.
With me, the what I'm seeing is that with me, the reason why I have this footage and why I've been able to capture these things, they're letting me know to get ready. They get me ready, and every time I pick up the camera, I narrate. And I will say the reason why I'm recording, I have a feeling, or I say I saw them. And then they wait a second, and then they appear.
Right. Now, let me ask you a question, Steve.
I'm not a continuous recorder. I only record when I'm given a message to record.
Yes.
Or I see them.
So this is what I'm getting, and if you watch my show long enough, people know that I can read into who you're in contact with on the positive end of it. Okay. I think they're getting ready for you in your part of the country. You're going to be one of those people, believe it or not. You're going to be one of those people that are going to bring together a couple of people where you are out on the West Coast in Arizona. You're going to be involved in some level. I think they're preparing you to help people get ready for contact on a grander scale. Do you feel that for yourself right now?
I've been feeling that since I was a kid.
For some reason. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that. Do you get that, April? Do you think that? I think that's what's going on with him, April.
I do.
He's getting prepared.
I think that's why he was guided to me. I absolutely do believe that.
I believe that too.
And I have a question for both of you, for you, Commander, and you, April. I have 2 videos of this. Okay, I haven't posted them yet, and I've only shown them to 2 people. One of the videos is I'm asleep. My wife is in the Philippines. I'm here. Okay, that's how we communicate. That's our relationship right now. So I'm asleep. The video's on. I fall asleep. Well, often the time zones are different. It's daytime while I'm sleeping. So she notices something, and she starts to record because she knows about my gift, obviously. So she starts to record. What she records in my room is my camera completely moving. I'm asleep. You see the camera moving. It faces the ceiling. And then a second later, you see orange shot a light, and then you see nothing but round flashes of light in different parts of the rooms. It would look like if there were 5 photographers, all with big flashes, taking pictures. So I have video of this. So that happened to me in that house. Now in the new house, same thing happened. What does that mean?
That means your Ashtar protectors that are there in your home are changing shifts. The same thing happens with me.
So it's amazing. The video is absolutely amazing when you watch it. And then the one that I showed with the one coming out of the closet, there's a flash of light, and then the ball of energy comes out of my closet right at me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I posted that. I have a video of that. You see a flash of light. So that happened to me just Friday. And then the other thing that happened, and I have the video of this, is I'm filming, and at a minute and 7 seconds, the video changes, but it's continuous, and now it's a minute, and it went from 107, and then the next timeline it was 134, and the whole video length is 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
Really? So now someone's asking.
I lost 23 seconds of time, and you can clearly see it on the video, and I will post that. And I'll make that mentioned when I post it, because when you're watching the video, you can see the video glitch, and then 23 seconds is missing. But the video never stopped. It never stopped.
Now also, Friends with Fairy, you got a question here from CVBDSAHMMYQH. They're saying, how is it the same? I guess something referenced just a moment ago. Can you explain?
How is what the same? I'm not sure what.
I'm not sure what they're meaning. can you explain that person? What do you mean? How is it the same? And we'll get to the question again if you bring it to a more elaborate question. But we'll switch it back over to Steve
Okay.
and April at the moment.
Because they don't see time and space the same way we do, it takes them a few minutes for them to do like their changeover of their guards that are they're protecting you. So it's like you're losing a few seconds, but you're really, I mean, you are losing like Earth seconds, but it's because
Oh,
they need a
makes
few
sense.
seconds for the
Yeah,
switchover.
That makes sense.
Listen, I'm gonna
yeah.
give you a little helpful hint. Play music. They really like music. They might even reveal
Do.
themselves through those
Yes.
portals. Yes, they
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
see.
absolutely.
I do. I noticed that you're right, April. They send me a message to play loving, a very like instrumental type of with,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Great,
what they
great.
said, like crystalline type of music.
Hmm.
That's the message I got. So I found it and I played it, and then I did record, and then yes, I saw the visitations were increasing.
Yes.
Yes, they love. April
Yes,
and I know this. On our lives Friday night, Steve, if you've been on the lives, our Star
yes.
Command program, our space father, my space father Rubar, who's on the ship, and my mother Luna, and then Nakanook is April's father on the ship, and
Mm,
my two sisters and brothers. So when I think of a song, I always think of loving songs. For some reason, during the day before that happens, I say, "Oh, this would be great." And they know our music, and the Astro Command, when they play music on her phone, if you've never seen this, you have to watch our show next Friday.
hmm.
That there's a message in the music that is purely to show us about love, about about relationships, about
Yes,
interacting as people on Earth,
yeah,
and they're basically preparing us for we're being prepared for massive contact on Earth.
yes.
And I think when I hear your story, it's like I see that very beautiful synergy of energy, and I
Mm,
can see why you're here finding our show. Connecting with April is just a natural thing to me to see that happen
very
because
natural.
they're
Me too.
very natural. The fairies that you're connected with, the
Mm,
space people that you're talking about, the
hmm.
whole thing is a beautiful experience because people are being contacted and being prepared to help other people, and that's what you're here to do.
Yes, correct.
You're really here to do
They've been
that.
prepping me since I was a little boy. I just didn't
A
know.
little kid,
Yes.
Yep.
unbelievable. I mean,
Get the
believable,
get the
but
Yeah,
contact.
it's unbelievable. Yes, it's remarkable, really, if you really think about the journey, because the UFO connection I've had, I didn't realize that I was being protected the whole time. Um,
yeah.
Unfortunately, I did work in a casino. I worked security in a casino in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I was on a lot of supplements. And I was on my way home, and unfortunately, I had taken something for sleep, and I didn't know I had mixed it with the vitamins I had taken. And I
Ah, okay.
I was driving. It was Ambien at that time, and I'm driving, and I got a long drive, and all of a sudden, I wake up and my car's upside down.
Mm.
My
Oh my
car rolled.
gosh.
My car rolled three times. It was in the news. My car rolled three times on the freeway,
Oh my
and
gosh. And how old were you when that happened?
I was. This was in 2015. Okay, and this
Wow.
was in Las Vegas, and this is what really happened. I'm there, and I'm upside down. I'm bleeding, and my
Mm-hmm.
only thought in my mind is, I hope my car doesn't catch on fire. And
Mm.
I was trapped. I couldn't get out. And all of a sudden, the door opens up, and I was pulled out, and I just laid there, and I looked around. There was nobody there.
Nobody there.
Happened to me.
Nobody was there.
My car caught on
That's
fire.
amazing.
And a minute later, people started pulling over. A minute
Mm-hmm.
later, then they started getting out of the cars. People were running up to me, and they were like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" And there were 911. Everybody was on their way. I was in shock. I didn't.
Wow.
I wasn't saying anything. I was just looking around, and the first thing that came to me was, and I felt two hands pull my legs out of that car.
Mm-hmm.
What opened that car door? I'll never know, because it took
You'll
some
never
strength to
know.
open that car door. Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just pulled out enough. And then everybody turned around, and that's when the story starts. But I, I, I've been holding on to this story since then. I haven't told anybody that story.
Really? We're the first to hear
No.
it. Well,
I
I feel
no,
honored.
no, I've been holding that for so. I've got so much I've been holding that I haven't been able to share with people, because we're so stuck in our worried about our bills. We get trapped in what the government wants us to get trapped in, and I learned this from my father. They get us into a system. Once they got us in control, we don't know that we are from other people, that we're here from another world, that we have people that love us, and that they're the ones that are going to help us, and that our government, as long as they can keep us dumb, we can't see it. They're going to keep us
Yeah.
clouded. They're going to cloud our minds with what they put the chemicals in the food, what they put in the air, and what they teach us in
Yes.
school.
That's right. That's right.
And you know what?
Absolutely true.
Now you have new friends, and you don't have to hold this stuff in anymore, and you can come out of
Oh, I
that.
know. Oh, and I'm telling my closed-minded friends now, and they just smile. They're happy
Yeah.
for me.
See? See? And the fact is, I was brought here to Facebook, not Facebook, to TikTok, from Facebook, where people said, Commander, you got to go on Facebook. You got to do your Ask Our Command work on Facebook. I mean, not on Facebook, on TikTok. Well, I keep saying Facebook. TikTok. So
Yeah.
I came here. I had no idea what I wanted to do. The command was guiding me. They said, Commander, if you wanted to just do healings on TikTok, you can do it. I said, okay. Then I said, no, that's not, I need not to do that. I can do healings for people remotely, but that's not what I need to do. So now I'm thinking about it. Then I said, I need to do a show called Encounters. Now, I spent about 2 weeks looking at TikTok, seeing what people's contents were on these lives.
Yep.
And I saw a few spiritual things, but everything had an agenda. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do an Ashtar Command program called Encounters. But they're not going to know it's Ashtar Command related, but it is. Because I have to be, because I'm an Ashtar Commander from off planet. I'm a space being. So I'm here as I am. And I said, I don't care. I'm going to do encounters. I'm going to interview people, and I'm going to have a actual show here, not an argument where people yell and scream at each other, which a lot of these TikTokers do.
Yeah.
Because I'm in broadcasting. I said, I'm going to do a professional show here, but I'm going to also be in Ashtar Command mode. And I met so many beautiful people since I've been here. And, take care. Take care, friends. Which fairies. She had to hop down. So, but just wanted her up here to share about the fairies. Now, your experiences, to me, are beautiful, and I'm going to look at your videos too. Matter of fact, even maybe you send me some of the videos. I will actually post them on our Astro Command.
Yeah, I'm so trying to figure out how to get them to you. Sorry.
You can just
you send me your info. I got to figure out how to attach everything.
I'll actually message you my email address so you can actually do that.
No, you did. You know? No, you did. I just have to figure out how to attach it.
Oh, yeah. When you figure that out, that's fine. But so the space people he's dealing with, folks, are Ashtar Command people. The person that pulled you out, or whoever pulled you out of that wreckage, I believe, were angelic beings or space people. Well, actually, in a sense, it's all space. Not to get too into semantics.
Yeah.
But you were definitely helped by very positive beings of light, and that is the most beautiful thing. It was the most beautiful thing. So as you continue having this contact, I think that as I'm listening to your story, you will be a center point for, as we have had here, you've heard about April, myself, Johnny, Kit Kat, and Chesno here. Chesno's in Connecticut. Kit Kat's in Long Island. We're all in the same region.
Yep.
But I think you're going to be a focal point with the command. I believe you're going to actually eventually be contacted. Well, you're contacted. Have you been on the ships yet?
That's what we've been trying to figure out. I had a group come into my home to do some investigating on other things, but they did allude. They were wondering if the Greys had any involvement with me yet, but there hasn't been anything that's been brought to the surface of my memory for that. But there is a possibility, because there is, when I was a child, I did have missing time. I had a lot of missing time, and I still, there's no really account for it, because my mom wasn't at home, my dad wasn't at home. But when they got home, they were looking for me, and they said they didn't know where I was in the neighborhood, and then I ended up in the backyard 2 hours later. So I don't know.
Later. Oh, that's interesting. So when you were in the backyard, this is interesting.
Yes.
How old were you then? How old were you at that time?
When I was 9 years old. Yes.
9 years old. Okay. And King Beard, we're going to bring another person up with us. Also, I think Pepper's in here.
And I believe that was around the times of the site of the when I was seeing them.
Really? So
remember,
now,
I said at 9 when I started seeing them.
Right. Did you see the star people that you talked about that had the robes
At age,
on?
yes, at age 9, I started seeing them then, and then that happened in that year before I turned 10.
Okay. So, So do you feel you were abducted or that you feel that you had contact?
You see,
What do you feel? I don't it's not what we
no, I
feel,
feel
it's
like
what
I've
do
had
you feel?
contact, but the conflict with me is the fact that I had a brain injury and I
Yeah.
didn't have this before. And now, as a
Hmm.
result of the brain injury, I have all these things now that I can see,
Right.
I
That's
can
right.
feel, and I have to ask myself, well, is part of it real, and is part of the injury?
Right. Well,
So
yeah. Well,
you know,
I don't
so
think
yeah,
it's part
I'm
of the
part.
injury. I think when you had the injury, I think your consciousness was shifted in your brain, and something was opened up, to a much greater cosmic ability than you had before the brain injury. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
and someone just commented. What was her name? Yeah, UFO UAP Sky scanner said, and that's correct. That's a possibility. If I was abducted, he's that he she is that I can't see the face, but
It's a so the
okay,
question
he
is here:
yeah
if you were and this is really have to be careful saying it was an abduction. Of an
yes
abduction, from my experience, I know I've known Bud Hopkins and all these people
right.
over the years. So when we
There's
talk
a
about a
difference.
traditional abduction, there's a difference. Meaning
Yes,
you were forced to do something, they implanted you.
correct.
You now in your particular case, I don't think it was an abduction. You had missing time, but do you feel when you had the missing time, when you came back, did you have any implants in your body or anything? Or no? Yes, yes, no.
Not that anyone has detected. No,
Okay, that's the important thing. What you're saying is more important than anything we think, because if you were not abducted, but you had contact, you might have forgotten what the experiences was, and
possibly.
um, and again, you'd have to meditate and just reflect on that time period and say, I wish to remember, what it was that I'm missing. What is it that I'm not seeing? I think part of your homework here is going to be meditating and actually, do you work? I'm not assuming anything, but do you operate in the cosmic Christ consciousness and everything you're doing now?
It's starting to awaken. Yes,
Okay, so
and
here's.
honestly, before not really, and I knew I was supposed to, but
Mhm.
now yes.
All right. So when you do that, Steve, and because I work with the Ashtar Command, I'm
Hmm.
going to suggest this really, and I'm glad you're starting to do it. What I want you to do is when you meditate, over 30 minutes a day or whatever it might be, I want you to say, I'm a Christed being of light, and I want you to say that now.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're going to say, close your eyes, you're going to say, I am a Christed being of light
I am a Christed being of light
on mission to earth.
on mission to earth.
And then say it again, I'm a Christed being of light
I'm a Christed being of light
on mission to earth.
on mission to earth.
Okay. And Lisa has a question for you. I have a question for Steve. Someone from NASA told me about astronauts or ETs on the moon. We can actually, at some point, get into that. We'll have Steve back on again to talk about some of that stuff without getting into the negative things. But I can tell you the moon is a galactic base. I already know this. It's an artificial base that was put there. It's an intergalactic base station for many different intergalactic civilizations, the moon, Lisa. So, but in terms of what Amara says, it ended up when there's people with different things going on here, comments. But I want to just focus on a few more things, and then we'll bring King and then Pepper. If Pepper's still there, we'll bring her up. It's getting a little bit late here. We might have to wait till Sunday night to do this. It's 1:33 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast here. But
Oh wow.
if we, yeah. So the people that need to come up tonight, can you hold your stories for tomorrow night? And after 11 o'clock on the East Coast. If you can, then I'd like to get people on at 11 after 11 p.m. tomorrow night, Sunday. If you're agreeable to that, that would be great. That would be great. So, uh, hey, David. So I think that as you do this, just focus on the fact that you are Christ, the being of light. Have you connected with those people you talked about earlier with the robes on? Have you been communicating with the light beings, seeing
Uh,
those people?
I believe they're. I'm seeing them, and I'm having a hard time capturing them. But I think I'm getting. Is it true that they have representatives?
Well, yes, they have represent. You mean on Earth?
No, yeah. I mean, for even them, the ones who even come to see me, they have representatives as well
Well,
that
they
are
are
maybe
representatives. Well, they are the
there is a representative.
representatives.
Okay, so there wouldn't
Yes.
be anything in front of them.
No, they would be the representatives. They come
Okay.
off their ships to you into your reality. They can come through your door. They can. They're not. They are basically. They can. Their molecular structure can reconnect once they get into the room. So yeah, the Astro Command can do that. So they
Okay.
can open the wall up and they'll be there in 2 seconds, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. So they can definitely do that. And I think what I'm seeing here is that you need to focus on the ones that are the beautiful people you spoke with. Stay
Yeah.
focused on them. The
Okay.
angels, those people, your fairies, they're there to protect you.
So
Stay
it's their
focused on
craft.
them.
Is it their craft that's been following me this whole time?
Yes, their spaceship has been following you because you're connected with them. Now, you don't realize this yet, and I think I'm going to have to tell you this because as I talk to you here, I read energy from people's stories. This is something I've been gifted with in my activation coming to Earth. I didn't use this until now, but I will tell you that that big ship is the space people that are staying connected with you. They are beautiful people.
Mm.
They are there for you, and you are connected to them where they come from. Galactically speaking, you have a
Hmm.
connection to them. All you
Right.
have to do is telepathically ask them, "Can you tell me my connection to your system? Can you tell me where I come from?" You have to ask them questions. They will respond, and you will actually, if you do this, you will get answers to your questions. If
I
you,
know you're correct because when I think about them showing up in their ships, they show up.
yes,
So
they
you're
will
correct.
show up.
Yes.
So, and the reason why they're showing up is because the beauty of your story is that you are you're very connected to them. You are part of
Mm.
a cosmic family, just like we're April and I and a few of the others are connecting with our spiritual space people off
Yes.
ship soon, and we're going to be all five of us going together in the next few months off planet. Physically, we're not going to be dreaming or anything. We're going to be, brought aboard the ship, and we might be away for a month off planet, which could be 2 hours Earth time, but in space there is no what we call time.
Right.
So yeah,
Correct.
so
And
you're
also, I wanted to
yeah,
let you know my grandfather also worked for Hughes Aircraft in El Segundo, California.
really.
My grandfather was in the war. I believe it was World War II. Yes, World
Mm-hmm.
War II. He was shot
Mm,
down. This is a story given to me by my grandmother, and I did see pictures. He was
mm-hmm.
shot down. He was captured by the U.S. And they gave him a choice: court martial or come to work for us. So he obviously decided to come to work for us and went to work for Hughes Aircraft, designing guided missiles.
Yeah, wow. Your
And he
family's
told me
background's
many
amazing.
stories about he used to call them Foo Fighters, or they had
Yeah,
all
Foo
these funny
Fighters.
names. Yeah, they had all these funny names for them. But uh, he later on worked in programs where he told me that they had dealt with extraterrestrial material that was
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
amazing, absolutely
Well, the Foo
amazing.
Fighters, the terminology used then was Foo Fighters, but they're really, in general, these were non-terrestrial spaceships.
Right, correct,
Yeah, they
correct.
call them Foo
Yeah.
Fighters. Yeah,
Yeah, and my
absolutely.
dad would often come home at times and tell me stories about materials that they were working with, and
Wow.
they would just have a blast. They would have. He says they would have play games with the materials because they'd float. And he says you could take this material and do anything you wanted with it, but it was just the way it looked. It was beautiful. It was
Yeah,
almost like iridescent.
yeah, it was a non-Earth material that we don't have
Yeah,
on the
on Earth,
planet.
iridescent looking color, and it just he said it was
Wow.
beautiful. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
I have many, many stories. I mean, we could talk
We
for hours and hours and hours about everything.
we're gonna have you on again for sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
might try to bring up one or two more people. It's getting close to like 2 in the morning on the East Coast. If you want to be on the show, I'm going to try to get Pepper on here for a minute. Pepper, do you want to come on? I see she's still in the broadcast, Pepper. I know she was thinking about it earlier.
Come on,
Let's
Pepper.
see. King Beard wants to come on. He can make it quick. I'm going to bring King Beard on, and Pepper, if you'd like to come on, we'd bring on too. I'm going to kick you out. So, Steve, I'm going to let you go, and I'll bring
All right.
one more person on. We want to have you on again. You have so
Yes,
many
sir.
things to share with us.
Yes,
I
Commander.
really appreciate it. And if
Thank
you
you.
like what we're doing here, please gift me, show me some love here. Send me your gifts on encounters. If you have TikTok, if you want to Venmo me, you can go on my profile page. My Venmo is there. I use Venmo as my Cash App. Become a subscriber to my show. There's like 335 of you out there. If you don't have anything, that's fine. But if you can definitely do some TikTok gifts to show you love the show, we appreciate it. This show's on regularly in the night, and we're dedicated to, we're just dedicated to what we're doing here. Hey, thank you, Rod. Thank you so much. So if you love what we're doing, if you love the interviews with people we're having, please show that love by doing some gifting. I don't spend a lot of time with that whole thing, but we'll definitely hear more events.
Great
Thank you.
audience.
You're going to find a home here, Steve, forever.
Yeah, these
Ice
are
cream,
really
thank
good
you.
people. I get that vibe I get on being here is really good. And good
Thank you, Ice
people
Spirits.
have
Thank you, Ice
vibes and
Cream.
just boot them. So the vibes
Yeah,
here are really good. These people are,
thank you, honey.
we all need to be, we're all connected. Avatar,
We're
the
all
movie
connected.
Avatar was correct.
Thank you, MSX. Ice Cream, thank you. And not
Thank
only are
you
we
guys.
connected, you've been a beautiful guest. Again, that the reason why our show is, the most popular show on social media is because I'm a talk show host. I'm also a contactee. So I'm not just a talk show host doing a talk show. I've been contacted when I was a kid by the space people of light. And so I can understand. I read stories, I read energy on a galactic level. I'm very activated. So I thank you so much, Steve. We're gonna have you back on.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I want everyone to check out his page. I'm gonna check out your videos. I'm gonna send you the email to
And the
email.
videos I'm uploading them as they pretty much happen right now. So
Yeah.
I'm doing them as they're happening to me right now.
Wow.
I have so much old stuff that I'm not going to upload yet, but I'm going to do the stuff that's happening currently.
Beautiful. Everyone, thank you, Steve. Everyone give
Thank
Steve a
you.
round of applause. Venus, thank you
everybody.
for coming in. Everybody sending gifts, thank you. And we'll let
Thank you,
Steve go. I want to thank everyone for getting Steve over 200. That
Thank
to
you
me
very
was a
much.
blessing. See, my audience does what they do. And we're going to bring up one more person. Where's the king? King God or King something? Kit Kat, thank you for the hat. Is King still there? Pepper, did you want to come on here? Okay, we're going to bring King up. Thank you, Kim Yaya. Thank you for the hats. King, we're going to bring the King up. We'll bring the King up. Well, good.
Hello,
This is going to be. And King, hey, good morning. Or good. Yeah, it is good morning. It's 1:42. Good morning.
Hey, like I said, I'll make it quick for you so you don't have to stay up here too much longer. And
No problem.
this happened when I was a kid, and it did happen once more recently. But essentially, I would always just zone out, and it would be like a green mist, and it would. The first time it happened, I don't know how to explain it. It was like pure data. Pure data was just being pumped in, and whatever. And then eventually, it got to where whenever it would show something, it was almost mechanical in nature, and it was like they were just trying to feed me data. I don't like. It could have just been an overreactive imagination as a kid. I don't know. But it would constantly happen, and then after it happened, I got extremely interested in coding, AI. Even back before AI was a thing.
Wow.
I got very interested in astronomy, and then one time when it happened, I just kept hearing GJ 1002. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea. You got me on
It's
that
it's a
one. What
system. It's a star system with Earth-like exoplanets.
really?
Right. I don't know if that
This
has
is
anything to do with
interesting.
anything, but
Oh, I think it does. The fact
but
is,
yeah, it's
did
it's
you
like I kept hearing that within the data they was feeding, and it's just
really?
whatever I was dealing with was almost like it was just mechanical and pure data.
Yeah. We can. So, do you think that the mechanical pure data you were getting was coming from a higher intelligence that was using a technology to transmit the communications to you that way?
To be quite honest with you, I have no idea. It
Mhm.
happened off and on for a few years, and I would even tell my parents. I've never told anyone this. I would
Really?
even tell, yeah, I would even tell my parents about it, and I would say like, I'm kind of blacking out, but then and they would just always say, "Oh, you're just a kid. You're just a kid."
Mhm.
And then the most recent thing that happened is I was just walking, and the next thing I know, that green fog comes on, and I hear a buzzing.
Huh.
Um, and next thing I know, I'm just hearing my name with a girl's voice, just saying
Ah,
my name over and over and telling me to get up. Just get
a
up.
girl's voice.
A
Okay,
woman's
let me stop. A woman's voice. Let me stop you there. So the mechanical stuff is giving you data.
I
Now
mean, I'm
you're
not
hearing.
smart. I'm not a genius. It's not like they was feeding me the secrets to the universe. I can't even
No, I understand that.
mean what it
So
was.
I'm quickly reading your story and getting information. So that is interesting. The woman's voice now I'm focusing on. The
Yeah, she
woman's
she
voice.
was just telling me to get up. She just kept telling me to get up, and the next thing I know, it's 2 hours later, and I'm getting up off the ground.
Wait a minute. 2 hours later. So did you have missing time?
Yeah, no, I mean, I assumed I either passed out, hit my head, or something. I don't know. But the whole time it was like, and it was, it's almost like how people would describe a DMT trip with geometry, mechanical looking being.
Right. But you weren't taking any drugs or anything
No,
at the
I they
time this
only
happened. Okay.
no, I don't take any
Okay.
drugs, anything like
Okay,
that.
good. All right. So what I'm getting quickly for you is okay, so if you had the missing time, which you did for 2 hours, did you feel anything when you came back out of that missing time? Were you at the same location?
Uh, no, I was originally in my living room, and then I was in my computer room when I come to.
Okay, so you were in the living room to let's so the audience has to know this. You were in the living room, 2 hours missing time, and then you're in the computer room after that, correct?
Correct. Just
Okay.
on the ground, like I had fallen and knocked
You're
myself out.
like you're falling on the ground. You see falling.
Right.
When did you hear the voice of the woman?
As I was coming to be honest, it felt, and ever since see, this is another weird thing. Ever since that happened as a kid, it's like time just goes by fast.
Hmm, hmm,
Like to
hmm.
me, 2 weeks feels like an hour, and it's always been super annoying. Like
Hmm.
4 years was 3 days ago to me. Is as weird as that sounds.
Right, right. No, I gotcha. I'm really intrigued about the woman though. When you came back, a woman told you to get up.
Yeah, it
So
was
did
just a
it?
woman's voice. I didn't see anything. It was just a woman's
Right,
voice, almost like it was directly in my head. And she
right.
just saying, "Get up, get up,
Have
get
you
up."
tried to reconnect with that woman in that time and space?
Um,
Do you understand
no,
what I mean? If you don't, I'll
no,
tell you.
no, I haven't.
So, okay, here's what I want you to do. The woman is the most important part of this whole story that told you to get up. She's the most important part of your story right now. I want you to meditate. Do you do any meditation?
No, I never really have.
Okay.
Everything about me has always been very analytical and scientific.
Okay. So we're gonna throw you out of the analytical for about 30 minutes a day or night whenever you can do this.
All right.
You're gonna throw your analytical head out and your mind for a moment. And when you do this, when you meditate, you're gonna ask on a spiritual level, saying, I wish to connect with, and just say, and I don't have to use the Christed being of light. The reason why I do that is that puts a protection around your communications and contact. I do this with everybody. I do it in my workshops. So you're going to say, I'm a Christed being of light. I wish to connect with the woman who was communicating with me to
Could
tell me
you
to get
repeat
up.
that first part because my hearing's not that great, so I couldn't quite
Okay.
understand the first part.
Okay. No problem. So you say you're a Christed being of light.
A
I
Christed
want you
being
to,
of light.
and you have to say, I am a
I
Christed
am
being
a
of light.
Christed being of light.
I wish to connect with the woman who spoke to me, whenever that was, who spoke to me. I wish to know who you are and where you're from.
I wish to speak to the woman who spoke to me, and I wish to know who you are and where you're from.
There you go. And I want you to do this in your meditation. What I would use in your meditation is higher frequency music. Actually, if you have YouTube or anything, go into Christ cosmic. Christ conscious music, Christ conscious ambient music that operates at a certain frequency when you're doing this meditation, and ask that this woman communicate with you. And I think she'll re-communicate with you. I'm getting that she was definitely communicating telepathically with you. She wasn't physically there. She was definitely beyond Earth. And if you are willing to do that, I think eventually within the next 3 weeks, you'll have contact with her again.
Okay. Do you
About
have
3
any
weeks' time.
ideas about, because I've the one thing that's, and I will definitely do that, but the one thing that's always interested me was the data. I've just never understood that.
Yeah, the data, you're being given information from their communications level about a star system with Earth-like planets that are like us, but they are already inhabited by beings already that are in a breathable oxygen type planet.
Well, if you look it up, GJ1002 does have planets in the Goldilocks zone. And I
Okay,
remember writing that down when I was a kid because,
DJ1002. Some people want to write that down and I'll go back over my show. My shows are on YouTube. So this show's being recorded. It'll be on my YouTube channel by tomorrow. I'll be on my show tomorrow morning. People on here that don't know this, I do an NPR Pacifica radio program worldwide on WESUFM.org. That's at 11:30 Eastern in the United States. So that'll be on tomorrow. I'll be operating live on TikTok during my radio show. So please tune into the radio show. That's in the morning tomorrow morning. NASA has a page on it, somebody says, Monessa. But I'm going to check that out on the star charts. Hey, I want to thank you for being here with us.
yes, sir.
And
And thank you for allowing me to come up.
I want you to give us an update what happens with that woman when you reconnect with her telepathically.
I will. I definitely will. If anything happens
And
from it, I'm sure it will. But yeah,
it's going to happen. It's going to happen within. It'll happen within 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks, you will have contact.
Okay, yeah, that was a short, sweet version of it for y'all. And like I said, I've not told anybody else. I don't have everything extremely memorized. It happened when I was a kid mostly. So
Right, right. My show on the radio, I'm letting Pepper know. Hey, Pepper, we'd like to get you on here before I sign off the show. And my show is on 11:30 a.m. in the morning, WESUFM.org. King Beard, everybody, thank you, King Beard.
thank
I'll
you
be
so much.
looking forward to your having more information for us. And we're going to let him go. I'm going to try to bring Pepper up here. Where's Pepper? Yeah, King Beard, thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Steve Houston, thank you for being with us. April, thank you for coming on when Steve Houston was on. Thank you. And Pepper, I have enough energy to do at least one more interview here. Pepper, would you like to come on? Where's Pepper? Thank you, April. I appreciate that. And let's see, I'm going to go backwards. I know Pepper, let's see here. Okay, I will definitely check my messages after the show. I will definitely do that. I have to do a closing. People know this. I open a galactic portal when I do my show. And then at the end of the show, I have to do a closing. I bring the Ashtar Command to help me, and also the angels help me when I close the portal. So I do that every night after the show. Yeah, I'll definitely check my messages after the show. And Pepper, where's Pepper? Pepper, I'm tuned into you. I need to do an interview with you. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Pepper, I'm going to invite you again and see what happens. I think someone said earlier you were willing to come on. So I don't know if you're willing to come on. I know you're out there. Let's see here. I will message you. Okay, Pepper, message me. That'd be great. All right, we're going to end the show for tonight. I want to thank all of you for being here. Please follow me. I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers by summer to spread our show out to more people around the world. Please let people know about the show. We're on 11 o'clock, usually weeknights and weekends. And tune in tomorrow morning. Again, my show on tomorrow morning is wesufm.org, and that will be at 11:30 a.m. All right. So I'm starting to fade a little bit. I've enjoyed doing the show tonight, as always. Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate everybody. What makes this show great is all of you. Transcending, thank you. I want to thank again Steve Houston, King God for coming on, and April, and all of you for all your great comments. I'll be sleeping tomorrow morning. Get a good sleep, Jersey for life. Thank you for being here always. Rod, thank you for all the stuff you do. Everybody, all my moderators, we appreciate you all. So have a good night. And this has been, hey, Golden Bear, take care, everybody. I'm going to get some shut-eye, and we'll see you tomorrow.